Hello, my loves. It's your host, Deshae Carter, with the Car Love Talk Show After Hours. Tonight we have our co-host Ja, and we have some special guests here tonight to talk with us. We have Jason and Faith. I'm super excited for tonight's episode. Woo! Before we dive in, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you be notified every time we post a video here on the Carter Love Network. Before we dive into introductions, let us know what you're drinking. You can guess, you can put it in the comments, and then hosts, you guys can let us know. I am on a fast, so I'm only drinking water from now till Sunday evening. Ja, are you drinking tonight?
Oh, and my next. First off, no, I'm not drinking. I am still on my dry January.
Yay!
I got one more week to go, but I do have the double zeros. It's non-alcoholics, so
Cool.
that's what I'm on this weekend. I pulled a him. I don't know if he got his or not.
Nope, ginger ale.
Oh, ginger ale.
It was the sip for me. No,
Good. All right, ginger ale.
we sip.
Ginger ale.
Yeah.
I'm drinking. You guys probably haven't heard of it, but you know I'm drinking some tea.
Yes.
I am drinking one of them. You probably know lavender.
Mm-hmm.
Cold cap. It's a relaxing. It's like a relaxing tea. Yeah.
Does it give you are you at the point now when you drink relaxing teas to where it doesn't give you a sleepy feeling? You could actually enjoy the relaxation.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm still in the beginning stages. I'll be ready to go take a nap.
I don't get that.
Well, if you start to lean over like this, I'm just cuddling with him, okay?
She going to sleep. She ain't cuddling.
We're going to be we're going to save some of these questions to ask her next time. Go ahead and answer, though, Jason.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of me talking anyway. So. I already know.
Oh, all right, Ricky, what are you drinking?
I'm on my Terramana tonight.
You're on what?
Terramana, my tequila.
Oh, your tequila, as always. For the
Per
most
usual.
part. Yeah. All right, so tonight's spotlight is going to be the Shea butter, of course, representing the oils, really reminding you that self-care is important. And self-care should help your self-love overflow to where then you are giving an overflow instead of pouring from an empty cup. So that is our brand spotlight for the night. Now we're going to dive into our highs and lows. So here on the Car Love Talk Show After Hours, we like to go over our highs and lows of the week. And we just take turns, and then the viewers can put their highs and lows in the comment section. And we can read them on the screen as they pop up. If you are watching the replay, still put your highs and lows in there. I like to go through and read them. Some of the co-hosts go through and read them as well. So we love to hear it. All right, who wants to go first?
Rick, you go first. Rick and Ray, you go first. You was late.
I can go first. I'll start with the low because I want to end on a high.
Okay.
I had a low today, actually. I learned I lost the opportunity because of some mistakes I made in my past, some decisions I made in my past. I already knew a little bit, but it kind of came all to fruition today. And it is what it is. I just had to deal with it and, sit with my decisions and, just learn from it. My high is I'm going back home next week. Flights booked. I'm ready to see my family. I got everything coordinated for that. So I'm definitely excited for just getting some good energy back in my life, for sure.
Awesome. How long are you going to be back home?
Just for the weekend. Quick 3-day trip.
Sounds good. All right. Who's going next? I'll go.
I'll jump in there. I don't, you know what I mean, like awkward silences, but uh, it's kind of hard for me because not trying to sound cliche-ish or whatever. I'm the type that I find silver linings in
Yes.
everything. So nothing is really a low.
Yeah.
Uh, Tired, you know what I'm saying? It was a busy week. You know what I mean? I do own my own company, so it's 150 hours versus people's normal 40. But um, a high is I picked up a couple more properties to do work at, and so business is doing what it does.
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
Shout out to that.
Awesome. So, my low would be tomorrow, maybe my last day at my job, unless they decide to give me more hours. But I'm the same way. I feel like God always provides, and His plan is better than mine. So if it's my last day, it's my last day. I'm not going to kick and scream about it. My high would be I've been driving my new car for a week. For those of you who don't know, I have had a fear of driving for years now, and it has kind of crippled me a little bit. But I've been driving my car for a week now, and I feel confident, and I'm hoping to get on the freeway this coming week, next week. Yeah.
Shout out to overcoming things.
Yes.
Hey, that's a win.
Yes.
And well, since we're talking about overcoming, my low was I had fear this week. Fear began to settle in with a new project that I had to do, a new assignment that I had to do, and I overcame it. Right? I pushed through it, and I did a new thing, and a new thing is coming too. How about
Yeah.
that?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, Ja.
My bad. I was replying to a message. My low for the week, because I'm just surprised I'm the only one that got this low, considering we in the same place. I couldn't get bread because for some odd reason there's this storm that's coming this way. So the literal stores are packed. There is no water, no bread, no eggs, no milk. Hamburger helper with chocolate milk the other day when I was in the store, and I was just like, I wonder how this is gonna taste.
Baby.
But not too much of a low for me. It just was real annoying to actually see like how these people act out here, and the sun might be shining tomorrow. But not necessarily a high for the week. Besides, like I said, making it through my third week of the dry January. So that's
Yes.
pretty much my high right there.
Yes. We love to see it, the accomplishments. All right.
Real quick, I want to piggyback on the storm. I'm in Houston.
Oh.
The storm is hitting the whole East Coast in different ways. It's not necessarily the storm that's gonna affect us, but for some reason, our power goes out whenever we get bad weather. So we're bracing for whatever BS we might have to deal with. So we all in the game. But yeah, the grocery stores are crazy right now for us too.
That's the
Like
thing.
I was searching for water bottles at the last minute, and that whole water section is gone.
Man.
Except for Deer Park water, that's still here because nobody
still
likes
there. It's still there.
All the other water is gone, but Deer Park and Arrowhead, you can get a lot of that if you want.
I was going to purchase some of those today, so stop.
I'd rather drink.
Don't be coming for it.
I'd rather drink from the river behind my house before I drink some Deer Park water. I'm good.
I never even heard of Deer Park.
It tastes like Arrowhead water. It tastes just like that, and it's not it.
No, baby.
Luckily I'm stocked on water, so I didn't have to even deal with half the stuff. But it's a lot going on outside.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Too much.
Well. All right. So, as we were preparing for this show, here on After Hours, we don't really do like we throw out a topic and then we just talk about it. But because you have graced us with your presence and your knowledge, a question did come to me because compromise is a big thing that people push, right, when it comes to relationships. And so I was wondering, do you feel like compromise, like we're just gonna dive in there. Do you feel like compromise is necessary to make a relationship work?
No, I'll let you.
Okay, so
You was ready.
no, I told you I'm in. Quick disclaimer, right? We are not couple therapists or anything like that. What we getting ready to share with you comes from observation, revelation, and experience. So I have a theory, since you brought up the word compromise. I have a theory about relationships when it comes to human beings.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, and if you agree with this, I'll go further. But think about it, let it process. Every relationship breaks up for the same two reasons, right?
Take notes.
What I mean by that, watch where I'm going. You gotta look at it like this. It'd be all of these different things, right? But bring it back down, to the foundation. Immaturity and selfishness. So if that's true, if you believe that, then you can say to yourself that every relationship you've ever been in could have worked. Right? I said that because you said compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, like, we don't understand what irreconcilable differences mean. Or I fell out of love with this person. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, those things don't exist. It really doesn't. This is work, people. This is work. And at the end of the day, we call it heart hoarding, right? You can't heart hoard. So when you decide that you're going to bring somebody else in your life, you got to clean some things out to make room for them in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's a compromise in itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different in, you know what I'm saying, your relationship, if you're a Christian or whatever it is you are, whatever you believe in, right? That I'm going to take this on, but I'm not going to make room for, we are Christ believers, so we believe in Jesus Christ. So I'm going to speak from that angle where I'm going to build this relationship with Christ, but I'm going to remain the same.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You have to make room for him to come in and do whatever he's going to do and dwell in there. It's the same thing. Yeah, I once was a different person, but the moment I decided that this is what I'm going to do, I take on everything that she got too. Whatever it is.
Yep.
It's a package deal. The emotional trauma, the, you know what I'm saying, kids, family, all of that. It comes with the territory, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely levels to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're compromising too much and there's no balance at times, because see, this is not 50-50. Don't believe that hype. It's 100. Both parties should be given 100. Now, what will happen is this. There will be times she is stronger and I am weaker, so she must take the lead and vice versa.
Yep.
Right? She is stronger in other areas that I need to, you know what I'm saying, fall back and let her be her. And I'm stronger in other areas. She needs to fall back and let me be me. You know what I mean? But yeah, you definitely got the compromise.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Did you have something you wanted to share though, Faith?
No, he sums everything up.
We need both sides of this. But
it's gonna be a lot of that.
I will say I think it is this generation.
No, it's not. I'm just relaxed.
Relax. What's in that?
Slow down on the tea, miss.
Yeah,
slow down on the tea. Actually, send me the tea. No, just kidding. I need the tea. I think you're fine, okay?
No, totally agree. Um, there's some things that you will have to give up as an individual. You can't be selfish
Hmm.
when you're in a relationship. Thinking about me all the time.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned in this marriage is that, when I put him first, I will get blessed
Hmm.
as long as I'm putting him first. Um, yeah.
So I do a lot of thinking. You know,
Hmm.
you gonna figure this out. So I got different mantras and all of that type of stuff. But in a relationship or a marriage, check this out, right? If if I put her first and she puts me first, we're both first. We just didn't put ourselves first.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't lose.
That's the balance
That part.
right there. And it's a design. We'll get, depending on the questions, we'll get into all of that. It is actually a design to this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blue. You know what I'm saying? That we should follow. We don't typically do that, but you know what I mean. And that's why we deal with some of the things we deal with, like bringing in. We all got baggage. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Right.
And all of those things. But a piece of the design is that the Shay is supposed to find out who the Shay is
Right.
first and
Yeah.
who she is in Christ. And then that person is supposed to find, you know what I'm saying, find
Yeah.
themselves first. Because see, one thing you got to realize, it is not her job, nor is it my job for her to make her happy.
Yeah.
Not her job to make me happy.
Right.
I should have been lightweight happy before I got here.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And vice versa. Now, don't get it twisted. I am definitely supposed to, you know what I mean, make sure she has everything she needs and most of her wants, and she's not neglected and all of those things. Like, I'm not saying that. And do happy things. Like, we have fun. And it's
Yeah.
not
You
all,
add to each other's lives.
yeah. But
Yeah,
at the end of the
balance.
day, to put that pressure and that expectation on the individual, you set yourself up
Yeah.
for, disappointment.
Yeah. And that's that immaturity.
Come
Right.
on, Jay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I'm a thinker too, okay?
All right. Look, she over there like,
No, because when you said it, I always take it and I always apply things to my life. So I think about my past relationships, right?
Right.
And when you said you don't fall out of love, right? And I feel like in my relationships, I went into the relationships immature, but so did they. We were young. We were doing what we thought we were supposed to do, all these things, right? And so then as things progress, in my mind, I could say I fell out of love, but reality is we started out immature and I developed on my own, but I didn't develop with him, right? So then it didn't work out, right? And that happened in both of my long relationships, right?
Okay.
So listening to what you're saying makes sense, but also I feel like in the past, the way society pushes compromise, they make it seem like you can't be you. You have to be who your spouse wants you to be. When in reality, like you said, you're you, and then you get in, you know what I mean? Like you said, you got to know who you are. You got to know who you are in Christ, and then you link up with someone. You know what I mean?
So
But
my thing on that is I tell my boys, especially, you've never seen or heard of a boxer getting into a fight or taking a fight, get in the ring, and he didn't watch the tapes of his opponent. Doesn't happen. You can, but you're gonna get, you know what I'm saying, knocked on your rear.
yeah,
So she's not my opponent in that
Right.
sense, but I watch the tapes.
Still got to study.
Come on, man. At the end of the day, I know what that cabinet door slamming mean. I know what, you know what I'm saying, that stomp mean, right? But to go a little bit biblical real quick, every woman, you know what I'm saying, wants to be led, not controlled,
Yeah.
led.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's built-in Wi-Fi. It's a built-in signal. The
Yeah.
problem is the world standard of independency and all this other stuff, and then you don't have a lot of men being men.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that they believe in, whether it's Christianity or whatever, right? They want that man to be into that and lead them under that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is, Islam, whatever it is. You still gonna get buck or you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
restriction. But you have to remain as the man who you are. You got to stay steadfast. I give you a scripture. Genesis 3:17. The fall happened. God is handing out the punishments. He goes to the man and he says, because you have heeded her words above mine. So you're going to listen to her when I told you to do something. Not saying that my wife knows this. Everything she says is always considered, but it may not be the defining factor in the decision. Because I'm led by, you know what I'm saying, something bigger than me. But that also, requires me sitting still and paying attention, doing studying, right?
Yeah.
The same way she's supposed to study me. Now,
Yeah.
I went through a couple years ago what I called a season of acceptance. And what happens is you go through this selfishness and this immaturity phase. No matter how old you are, you go in and out of it. But you got to be aware where with certain things that were bothering me about my wife, and I would express them. And people have to understand something. First and foremost, people only change when they see fit to change. When it's detrimental, or you know what I'm saying, this, that, and other. So you ain't gonna force nobody to change.
Yeah.
Hear me clearly.
Please don't even try it.
It's not. It's gonna go left. So it would be certain things that was adjusted, right? And then after a while, they would come back.
Yep.
And the Lord explained to me, it's not a problem because it might just be bothering you. You have to learn how to support her in that, right? Because it could be beneficial to her, but it's her. Like that's who she is. If it keeps coming back, that's who she is.
Yeah.
Can you accept this? Is this, you know what I'm saying, a deal breaker? So I went through that season of watching and processing, and okay, I'm tripping. These are minute things because by the grace of God, we don't have the issues most marriages have. We don't have money issues. We don't argue about money. Ain't no infidelity here. You know what I'm saying? Those are the biggest two things that they pick up over, right? Now, I will say we've already went through the phases. If you hear any stories from either one of our mouths about something we went through, we've already talked about it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's over. So, you know what I mean? It might be a joke and all of this. Jalil tell you, John tell you, we cold. You know what I'm saying? But we've overcome that. Right. I like that word. We overcame those things. We too grown. But thank God we already went through some things to learn the experience part. Like, now I will say, she knows. This is my second relationship in my 45 years, right? By choice, we won't talk about the gap. She knows the gap. You know what I mean? This is after hours, but
it's after hours. Anything goes.
For real.
He said, let me sip something real quick.
But nah, low key, I even go, you know what I mean? I don't lie, there's no prosperity in it. But I was a cold piece, you know what I'm saying, and all of that, or whatever. But in that, I was watching. Right. And I would watch my mom and my stepdad, and my dad and my stepmom, and my sister and her, you know what I mean? And I'm like, ooh, you shouldn't say that to a woman. Look at how she respond like that. That ain't smart. You know what I mean? I'm just adding those things to my belt. But also when they stepped out of line, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't take that. So I came in knowing what I was going to tolerate and what I wasn't going to tolerate. Now, at the end of the day, there's a way to set those boundaries, but boundaries have to be set.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Understand it has to be reached. It will be crossed because you're drawing a line in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
But boundaries require repetitiveness. When they cross it, you got to reiterate it.
Mm-hmm.
When they cross it, you got it. It becomes irritating, but you got to keep saying. If you believe that and it's a principle you stand on, then repeat it. But give the person grace.
I'm
You know what I'm
glad
saying?
you said that because we as women, half the time, what we tend to do, we like to test. We like to do a lot of testing.
Oh
And so, like I told my husband, I told him, if he could not withstand the test, then I would have been like, oh, he's another weak person. Run all over him. You can't hold me down. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gone. Like you said, you outgrew. That's what it means to me. It's just like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm cool. If he's a real man, he doesn't let me come in and shake up things,
exactly. Yeah.
be a sound word or vice versa at times. But yeah, if he was unstable, then yeah, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Every woman is looking for someone solid, like
Exactly.
they
Exactly.
or near their daddy, or just someone
go into it. That's real.
like for
That's
real,
real.
like for real.
I don't want nobody to be misunderstood about this, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not cut my wife off. She just made a good point. I want her to drive that home because we talk about
Yeah.
that stuff. Where take the intimacy part out. A young lady is looking for nothing but another father.
Right.
A young man is looking for nothing but another
Another
mother.
mother. Right.
And I'm not talking about somebody as a young man, wash my clothes, cook
Right.
me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about if okay. See, I'm telling you, y'all ain't got enough. Y'all ain't got enough time. But literally, like, if it was done correctly, if a father was being a real and a good father, if a mother was a good mother, the right way. I remember growing up and I had a temper and all of that, right? And things bothered me and all of that. But I can go to my mom and say anything, and ask her anything, or talk to her about anything, and she would embrace me. It was safe. So I'm gonna let the young ladies on here in on a little secret. When it comes to a man, you want to lose a man fast. Don't hear what he say.
That part.
Let his words fall to the ground. Ignore him, or
we will
you
be out
know,
lickety split.
out there, right? We have a young lady on here, so little quiz. In those two relationships that you had, at some point did he stop communicating? Or well, like did it start to decline?
Not no. The reality is that was their immaturity. They lacked communication skills. So I provided other ways they can communicate.
Okay, so what tends to happen is you get this strong personality against this strong personality, right? And you know what I mean? Sometimes when a man comes, there, I told you it's wiring. We come into you because this is our safe place. That's my queen, that's my lady. You know what I mean? When I'm saying I'm having a hard day, I just want to hear her voice because it's something about her voice that, you know what I mean, calms it down. And then your response is, well, why are you letting that bother you? I'm telling you 100%, he's not gonna say that to you again.
Wrong.
Yeah.
I
He's
did
not.
it before, and yeah.
He's not.
Yeah. The in our situations it wasn't that. It was like I said, that was their immaturity, was that like they would communicate when stuff hit the fan, but
Okay.
like it would have to hit the fan or boil over. I was I chose people who we were already uneven. You know what I mean? But the first relationship, my trauma chose that relationship. The second one,
For real though.
yeah, the second one I didn't allow enough space for me to heal from the first one. And so then we dove into this thing and it was a rush because this is someone that I actually chose and not my trauma. And so things went really fast. So there wasn't enough time for us to really get to know each other before I know it. There was a baby involved. You know what I mean? So it just kind of like snowballed into something. And then life just kept happening while we were still getting to know each other. You know what I mean? In a real way, getting to know ourselves, not even knowing ourselves completely. You know what I mean? So that was kind of my situations with those. It wasn't so much the communication because I've always been like the nurturing type, but to the point where in my situation, because I didn't have boundaries, it was enabling. It became enabling instead of support. Instead of being like the helpmate, I became too motherly. I became like the helicopter mom almost, you know what I mean? So I've reflected on, I know where my immaturities lie in those situations, in those connections. Yeah. But also, like I said, like you said, women they want to be led, right? I picked people that didn't have the capacity to lead me. And so like they were drawn to my light and drawn to my strength, but it intimidated them. So then that was where the friction was. And then also I still had to live in my dominant. I felt like I had to live in my dominance in order for stuff to get done for the family, because there wasn't enough, not dominance, my masculinity, because there wasn't enough masculinity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And until recently, I have male friends that are very masculine, and I see myself being more feminine around them, and so I'm like, oh, so this is what it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I never knew this.
Roles, man.
Yeah.
It's roles
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah.
And you don't want to make a man feel like, but see, that's the thing for me. I established that for myself before getting, you know what I'm saying? So it was we got to bump heads because she came from being both.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The mom, the dad, the provider, the everything, handled all the, you know what I'm saying, business, everything. So I was able to relinquish some of those duties and then had to remind her, you are helping me too, because I don't have to do these parts. Like when the kids were smaller, you handling all the school stuff and the insurance stuff. I just get to go make money. You know what I mean? The home is taken care of, and you know what I'm saying? All that. Well, let her tell it. She had to get used to.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say somebody's too focused, because I never neglected, you know what I'm saying, my husbandly duties, my fatherly duties. I'm just a paper chaser. Like, you know what I mean? I get money. Not trying to be like it's a gift, but you know, at the end of the day, I always, no matter what, put energy in reserve for them.
Yeah.
I would come home tired, but yeah, we could still go. You know what I mean? And I'll still engage. I'm not just in the cut like like, because that was my driving force.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
sacrificing too. In
Yeah,
relationship,
you have to.
sacrificing.
You have to.
Being intentional. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Intentional about trying to be in the relationship. Both you guys, right?
Yeah.
Oh, let them know, hey. So I don't. Nobody. Well, Jalil is in a relationship, right? Well, Ja. I keep messing up you. Rick, you in a relationship, Rick?
No, I'm single.
Jalil, you in a relationship?
Okay.
Y'all just never asked.
Oh, they didn't know.
I never asked.
You probably weren't even supposed to say anything.
No, we've talked about being.
Nobody just never asked.
We've done a poll before on the show, and at that time we were all single.
I never said that.
My question is, how long has this Friday Night Lights been going on?
I've never
A couple
said
months.
Oh, Ja.
I've never said that.
No,
Remember that episode? Oh, you know what? He was cooking.
I never did the poll.
No, you were cooking when we did the poll, because I remember Ray had asked everyone on the screen, but you were cooking at that time, so you weren't on the screen.
That focus, dog. Got it.
No, I wasn't. That's not the point. The point is, I don't remember that poll. I do not.
Because you were cooking. You weren't on screen. That's why. he had asked everyone. I don't remember why, but we were talking about it. He had asked everyone, and I remember because you had your friend on.
Because I'm about to have a daughter-in-law, so I had to listen.
His face.
No, not her. I'm trying to listen to what you saying.
No, okay. So it was that episode when Ray had brought that girl on. So it was me, her, Callie, and you. You were kind of in the background though because you said you were cooking. So he had asked
You
everyone.
said you were cooking.
That sound accurate, but I can't. If this is when
you weren't on camera, so that's why we didn't know. That's why
I was still drinking. Yeah, I still would remember regardless, bro.
Yeah, you weren't in the poll because you were cooking.
Oh.
So that was my assumption.
I didn't know y'all.
Dang, I wasn't expecting that attitude. Damn.
No, I don't know attitude.
That was an attitude. You said I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I never said down where you got that from.
I told you, February, the Friday the 13th, I won't be able to show up on the show.
That don't mean nothing.
It does.
You could have been hanging out with Nay. I don't know. Shoot. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, we were definitely speaking about Valentine's. You could have spoke up. We didn't have to directly ask.
I done open up Pandora's.
I love it though. Keep going, y'all.
What was this?
He said you never asked.
And I'm pretty sure
I what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna start asking all the co-hosts.
All the questions that I had majority of the time, I'm pretty sure I said something about it.
Nope.
Okay. Well, hey.
You ain't said shit, huh?
Both
of them. Shit to me.
Something.
I guess now I gotta do updates. I'm gonna do monthly updates with all the co-hosts. Are you still single?
Are you single, confused,
Are
in a
you
relationship?
Single, confused, or in a relationship?
What is your status? Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yes, for those of those
y'all never
have been watching and don't know. Yes.
That's funny.
You guys, Jaw is off the market. Get out of his DMs. I'm just
nobody is in my DMs. Trust me. And if they are, it's about money. Trust me. But other than that, and not borrowing.
My goodness, I thought we was friends.
That sounds like a shocker, don't it?
Woo!
My goodness.
My bad, Ja.
He needed that.
That's what parents are here for, I guess.
Hey, are we recording? We recording?
Yeah, it is live.
Okay.
Live.
Okay.
So y'all gotta run it back to remember. It's here at 35 minutes. Remember that. Go back to 35 minutes.
Ain't nobody gonna forget.
We're not gonna forget.
We wouldn't have forgotten if you would have told us the first time.
Wait. What's crazy? Ray, because the first time we did the show, you texted me and you asked me, was I talking to somebody? I said yes.
That's not the same.
You see, the issue is why I don't know. That's what I want to know.
You never asked. Nobody asked. I don't I don't put my business out there because I don't like people being in my business.
That's what we do.
Whatever, John. I don't want to hear none of that.
What I got going on is for me and for me. But when I want to share it, I'm gonna let it be. It's gonna be
Friday night.
Friday
night is for
energy, bro.
Not for it's not for putting our business out there. It's for
Yeah, this.
But it's care about you doing it on the live. I'm talking about me.
It's never been like brought up on the live like that. When I'm on, we talk about other stuff. We don't really talk about.
We have no. We have talked about situations. You can talk about situations about like what I did in the past before my relationship. You ain't never said that.
Woo.
I have.
Nah, bro.
No.
Nah.
He sung it. You heard it? I have.
I'm pretty sure.
High pitch.
I didn't have those conversations. I gotta step in and be like, I got this going on in my life. Like, I'm sorry. Next time I'll just make sure I tell all my business. If you make sure.
Okay.
My bad, y'all.
Sag. Okay, Sag. It's giving very much the Sagittarius answer.
I'm sorry. I didn't know this was gonna be like a damn news flash in this.
I got a topic while we on it.
Oh my
god. And Jai, you can start it off. How y'all feel about loving out loud? And like you said, privacy versus personal business.
Okay.
So in the behavior therapy world, we call it public versus private.
I don't mind it, but because of who I was before, when I like moved back to California, I was not the best person. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't, and I was kind of starting a relationship off, and it was public on the internet, but everybody also knew what I was doing. It's not that I was doing bad things, and it wasn't like we were exclusive to each other, because we both had our understandings. I was fresh out of dating somebody when I was living in Vegas, and I moved to Cali, and I was like, look, I'm not ready for this, but everybody knew I messed with the person. But it just, ever since then, I just was like, I don't like publicly displaying my relationship that much, especially
you give us all those details, but you can't tell us she was in a relationship this whole time. No, just
no, get out of here. But the thing is, I really didn't. I didn't like it because every time I would post what I had going on in my relationship, it just always seemed to fail. It always seemed, and once the more people knew, it got messed up. So I don't like to. If I'm asked, I'm gonna say something, but I don't like to put my business out there like that. I don't. I really don't.
There's definitely a line between just keeping people in your business, basically, versus people that when the time comes up, you can mention something that speaks to that, though.
Yeah,
Like,
but
times have come up.
But people do have everyone has their own line. So I guess I listen, like I said, I'm not even talking about saying it on here. I'm talking about we talk a couple of times a week. Shit. Something.
But normally I'm listening to y'all vent. I don't have nothing to really talk about. So
you can counter.
I could. But I don't like to give unsolicited advice. I'm here to listen. And
that's what the show is all about.
I don't gotta throw my business out there too much
because
I don't want to take.
We should rename it unsolicited advice.
I don't want to take
Love Talk Show unsolicited advice.
make you feel like your problems are not it.
Are you hiding your relationship from the world, or are you hiding the world from your relationship?
Right.
No, none of it.
I like that.
Stop.
None of it.
That's a good one.
None of it.
Nah, I'm just talking.
You just messing with me. That's what
a little bit.
No, I don't hide. I will not.
No. So when it comes to public versus private, I honestly used to be an oversharer. It was a trauma response. So as I started to heal and set boundaries for myself, I share less too, but also for the same reason, like a lot of these people that I've connected with more recently, I'm just getting to know them. So they don't need to be posted anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Sure. And honestly, actually that just happened during the summertime. I posted a selfie with someone that I was dating. And then a friend who said she didn't like this man, that they just worked together, got all bent out of shape, and then that was a whole thing. And then me and him weren't even together, so then it just was unnecessary drama. And also, it's like inviting that drama into something where I'm still trying to figure out the newness of it. Like we don't even know if we like each other like that. And you all over here like, well, he said this and he said, no. Girl, go on over there. So for me, I'm pretty much, I do it just like I do my photo shoots. Y'all might get a little hint, like y'all might see, me holding hands with somebody, but y'all know who the person is. Or I might not give all the details. I might not change my status on Facebook. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of living my life, and I invite people in as I see fit. So I can understand Josh's perspective.
I got a question.
I didn't know I was gonna be under fire. My bad.
I just thought I meant more to you than this. No, just kidding.
Rick, when you say public-private, public like how? Like I'm reason why I'm asking, because you know what I'm saying, this day and age a little different. Like I don't do social media.
It's way different.
So that's like for y'all, it's definitely harder if you want to, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like I said, I don't do any social medias. We went through every time we somewhere, you posting before we finish even having the moment and all of that type of stuff. I mean, I don't care about that part. Like you want people to see what maybe your husband did for you or whatever. You happy, you my biggest cheerleader. But like I had to remind her in that world, that's a different world.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And everybody not for you. So certain information you got to pick and choose. The issue I have with it, not to veer the conversation towards that way, but it's still rooted where, okay, like she said, and I'm just trying to make a point. Don't get them, Shay. But where it's like, it might be something on this platform that sure this, but we're cool. We talk 2-3 times, you know what I'm saying? Why do I not know this? Whatever it is. And that's that world where people are just lazy. They click a button now, everybody knows, but you got 1,300 friends, 72,000 followers, and you don't talk to none of these people on the, you know what I'm saying, on the side. Right. So it just, you know what I mean, boggles my mind. But I'm with public, you know what I'm saying, affection, all of that. Now, I will say we hold arms. Don't do that to me. Don't do that.
We're old school.
So
old
it could be
people do
right there, right here, you know what I'm saying? But that intertwined finger thing, we don't do that. That's so
funny.
That is uncomfortable.
But no, to speak to that point, I mean, everybody's relationship is gonna be different. Everybody's not gonna live to the same standards. Yes. We are younger than you. We are more social media minded. The whole little dialogue that we just had, we've had like relationship or one night stand or like specific conversations where a specific background to a specific how do I say it understanding of your background will go farther in explaining what you're saying, basically. So that's why we brought it up a little bit, because we've had topics to where you can speak to different things from your stance, not from the stance we assume or you're letting people assume or things like that, where you can say this is why that is the topic. Like you guys are speaking of your relationship because I'm married and I've been through it.
Yeah.
So if we don't know you're married, y'all could be cousins if y'all don't come on this show and say that. Right. So y'all could just be talking points, but the details matter. The details matter is all I'm wrapping up with.
That's why I put out there the disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? This experience. We got 15 years together, 13 married.
And that matters to everything you say. Like, so everything you say now, that's the reference point.
Yep.
So that's only, the little thing that it's not about like you gotta be on Instagram, we gotta be posted, like you said, relationship status on Facebook.
Credibility.
Yeah.
But like this is Friday night, we're trying to be open with these dialogues.
No, and I feel you.
It's real funny to me. I was just like, damn.
No, because
like that.
It was look, it came out of left field, bro. Like they had to address it. You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was it wouldn't be Friday. If it was a Monday,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
If Ja was drinking, he probably would be having more fun with this.
Probably.
He probably would be clapping back, but
no. I ain't got no reason. Even if I was drinking, I have no reason to clap back because it is what it is.
Right.
That's a good point, though.
Well, you got movie stars that don't tell the world who they.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
and that's why I said as taking the personal part of it, right? Because, like I said, this is someone I talk to regularly, right? But again, taking that out of it, me personally, that's kind of how I move. But when I do have big news, I have learned to connect with my people. You know, when I got my car, I let my main people know. Then I shared it to the world. Then I made a vlog about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I feel like it's important to let people know how important they are to me. Like, they're not just another follower, you know what I mean? But also, I also am well aware that we all have different boundaries. We all have our own definition of what's public and what's private.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And then also, my thing is like, everyone's on a different boundary level, right? Like, Ja might have greater access to me than Ricky, and vice versa, or like in different areas. Like I might talk to Ja more about relationships, and I might talk to Ray more about business. You know what I mean? Like there's different, all of this, so it's complexity. So I can understand that. I can understand why people wouldn't be so public, but in public when they're with their partner, they're with their partner, and that's
Yeah.
all that matters. You know what I mean? And that person knows.
Exactly.
I'm with, because that's, you know, nowadays, like you said, a lot of stuff is for show. They want to be the go-to couple. They want to be couple goals. They doing it for the gram. Like, you know what I mean? They want to they want to be a content couple. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of stuff is hyped up just for that, and it takes the authenticity out of it. It also takes what's really going on with us. What are we?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
No.
that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't even know if I'm heavy in social media. I don't even know if I want me and my man to be heavy in social media. It don't need to be all of that. Y'all don't even know if I'm with.
It gotta be. I'm learning. It gotta be a balance there for sure.
Yes. There you go.
My last situation told me before we started talking, like I don't even want to talk to no celebrity, and I had to look at like why she said that, and the details in that it was just a lot because I'm an outgoing person. I got a lot of people around me. I travel to a lot of different cities, so it's like I never looked at myself from the outside looking in, and then I had to do that. I had to take that time and see myself from a different viewpoint. But it all matters.
No, it does. Now, as long as it's done, you know what I'm saying, in the right way and not with the other person being insecure.
Right.
For
And
sure.
Because if you an extrovert, man, you an extrovert. It don't you that just comes with trust. Like, yo, you gotta trust me that I'm exclusive to you, but you know what I mean? I have a winning smile or a personality that kills. Like, my wife knows I run my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I sell, I talk. Da, 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 da. So in the beginning, it was like if I see him, I think she would only trip if I was having like a good conversation with another woman because she know that's what got her. But then she started realizing like
that's just who I am.
That nigga ain't going nowhere. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I trust him. Da, 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 da. And then it's just like my wife talk to anybody, everybody. She's not a extra people person. She a everybody person.
Yeah.
And I know, like, you know what I mean? Every time she goes out, she got a story. Some of it be legit, niggas hitting on her, all that. Like, niggas is scandalous, man. We you know what I mean? And my wife's attractive. I ain't the only one in the world found her attractive.
Outside is crazy.
Oh, it's crazy as heck. Man. So when she come home, it's still in you. You know what I mean? So every now and again, it's like, in my mind, I'm like, for real, it ain't no distrust against her.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I'll just bottle you up, keep you in the house.
Yeah.
Every now and again, you know what I mean? But I did have to let her know, with her being so free spirited, that you are not thinking of anything, but the responses or the whatever, the dialogue you're giving this person, you know what I mean? I'm giving it to you from a man perspective.
Right.
They're seeing something different.
Right.
They're
running with it.
Different. So, but I'm not worried because the reality of it is if you do that, right? Because a person gonna do what they want to do.
Right.
But if you do that, you just show me who you was, and we get the, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what it is too.
Part ways.
And that's biblical. I get to exit the building. You don't get half for nothing. I read the law. But go ahead, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, it's really trust and security. And then once you have some experience in your life, you know what I'm saying, you able to be like, look, this is who I am. I'm willing to let you be you for the most part, like as long as it ain't compromising a relationship and detrimental. Like, let's just mesh, man.
Right.
You know, and it takes time. That's the thing. People act like they ain't got time, and you better put some time into this relationship. You better.
Yo, this is
Just
not
the
a rom
woman,
com.
the woman in general is going to change over time. Well, yeah, both, but we're so emotional and just we're forever changing in our minds.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what works for us. My wife gets her roller coaster on every now and again.
Yeah.
But what she knows is the same way she has trained me in areas, you know what I mean, or you know what I mean, help me out the same way I've trained her in areas. I never put her feelings down.
That part.
But I will not address them when they're heightened. We're not having that conversation.
Right.
So at the end of the day, she knows when she brings something to me, if she's right, I'm going to agree. But I'm still going to try to give you a different perspective. If she's wrong, I'm going to tell her she's wrong because your title does not excuse you. You're my wife. You're held to a standard, but that don't mean you get away with murder.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'm still going to try to give you another perspective.
Yeah.
But we're not arguing. So don't do that. Like, don't project your feelings on me and try to make me feel what you feel. I don't feel that.
Yeah.
Not make me upset. That doesn't upset me. But I understand, you know what I'm saying, what it did to you. But hey.
And you better understand after the conversation.
Right.
So once those tapes, you know what I mean? Like I told, I listen to my wife because she's my wife. I love her. And she makes anyway. And I look, fellas, I know it's a quiz coming later. And I don't fail tests, bro.
Okay. You know what I mean? I know that's right.
I know it's coming. It's not a time where she like, yeah, babe, you wasn't paying, and then I spit off everything. But I'm a natural listener. So it, you know what I mean? And then I have a memory. I don't mean to remember half of the stuff that I remember.
I'm that same way.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But you know what? It's a gift.
Yeah, it is.
And a curse. It's a gift and a curse.
I know.
Sure.
It is.
I didn't mean to pick up on that, and I didn't mean for that to be stored nowhere. But now that we're talking about it,
yep, it just comes out, and it don't even be your business. Like, why am I remembering this, bro?
But yeah, like you said earlier something about it comes down to you knowing yourself. You got to know yourself, and your partner has to understand you as well. That's what it all comes down to.
Yep, that's it, man. And put in the effort. Be like she said, being intentional. The things we do are intentional.
And then if when you're in a relationship, what I found myself doing is the parts that made me upset about him or made me feel uncomfortable or whatever the case may be, I had to go internal, check myself. Well, where does this stem from? What is the root cause? Because what he's doing isn't really nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So it just irritates me. So where's this coming from? You know, sometimes we have to sit there and just really try to think deeper, or, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Internalize, reflect on
self-reflection,
right?
And then accountability after that.
The why, the where, and even if you don't figure out the where, just try to check your feelings, check your emotions, and stop it and be like, okay, well, I gotta do better because I'm gonna lose. I may lose, right?
Yeah.
Acting the way I'm acting, like it's not even that serious. What?
Yeah.
Me? Oh, because you left your sock over in the corner.
Yeah.
We about to split. We about to get a divorce. Like little things like that. We look at those things and be like, okay, it's not a big deal, but those little things can grow bigger.
So this is one of our things, right? I'll use the boxing analogy. At least if we try to do a lot of traveling, right?
Yeah.
At least once a year, we go out the country. I'm saying that for the purpose of around every 3 to 4 months, we have the glove off conversation. We take the gloves off.
Yeah.
You're not hitting this mark. You're not doing, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other. For me, it's not that you know what I mean, not capable or you're a bad person or
Right.
you da da da. But I need this from you. And then if we go out the country, we definitely find a moment to have like one of them real, just rip your chest open so we can leave it over there, right? And then when we come back, we address it. You can't. This is huge. What I'm getting ready to say. At the end of the day, you choosing to be with somebody, cool. You choosing to be with somebody that you can't tell how you feel is a problem.
Yep.
I don't care who they are, who you are. No, everything. I'm not gonna say, oh, tell your spouse everything. Da 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 da. That's a choice of
Right.
individual. But you're hurting my feelings. Oh, I ain't gonna say that because I know how she or he gonna react. That's not it.
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? You hold it. It's something different. Holding something for the right time
Timing.
than holding it because you can't say it because there is no
Not
right
because
time.
you're scared.
You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous. That's unhealthy.
Yep.
And communication is
Oh,
big.
thank
Like
you. I was gonna say that.
it's big because we heard a couple. So we, like I said, we've been a lot of places. And every time we go somewhere, we tend to run into these 60, 70, 80, 85-year-old couples. And we ask them the same question. How y'all make it, you know what I'm saying, long, right? And they always say, oh, communication, compromise, all this. One couple told us, and it caught us off guard until they explained themselves. They said, well, we've been together 50, 60 years, whatever it was, and we've been in 11, 12 different relationships. Like, oh, what y'all, swingers or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? But what they were saying was, in all those 30, 40, 50 years, they've changed
Yeah.
11 different times. Like, but if
Yeah.
you don't communicate those changes,
I love that.
you understand what I'm saying? I
The
am
wo-
not
the world changes.
exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
So I am not the same person when she met me at 30. I don't eat the
Yeah.
same stuff. All of a sudden, I don't want corn no more. She like, I don't want no corn. So she like, oh,
Treatment.
and she voices it, but in a joking manner, or loving manner, or whatever. I know her intent. See, that's the key.
Yeah, you gotta know your.
At the end of the day, stop looking at everything that person giving you on the surface.
Yeah.
I know my wife's heart. That
Yeah.
does not make her perfect, but I know her intent. Even I have to tell my kids that. All five of them. Yeah, she said it wrong, but you know your mother's heart. You know your mother's intent for that.
Yeah.
That's the part you focus on. Not that, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know the variables or the circumstances that may have led her to say it the way she said it.
Mm-hmm.
Not giving her a pass. But the same way God looks at the heart, we supposed to see people, you know what I'm saying, for who he sees them as.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my wife is a worshiper. I know, you know what I'm saying, my wife is a praying mother, wife, daughter, niece, sister, grandma, like, you know what I mean? And that's why. If her heart wasn't pure, I'd have been gone. And she knows that. We've had that conversation. Right? See? Told you it's stuff we gonna say on here we done talked about.
Right.
Yeah.
It's over. You know what I mean? Because she's told me that you're not doing this. Like I need this. This is a problem, and I have to be okay with that because once again, I have to clean out some space
Mm-hmm.
for this other person. Can't be me.
Because eventually, what's going to happen if you don't give that person their needs or what they're expressing to you, then they're going to start to find it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's get a lot of infidelities
Yep.
or people just like I'm not into
Or
you
neglect.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or neglect.
Right, neglect. So when somebody is crying and crying time after time that they need, or they would like, you got to find their love language. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Their love language is not going to be the same as yours.
Yeah.
So it's you have to balance whatever that is. You may like material, some like affection, just different things. Find that person's love language and try to balance it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I speak
Yeah.
to.
I'll drink to that.
I will too. Cheers to that.
I'm gonna just high five it.
Low water. Take a shot of water.
I'm gonna have to send you some tea, baby.
I know, but no, like John knows. And I always have to take bathroom breaks, so I always have to have him take charge or Callie take charge. So I was like, I'm gonna go potty before the show, and I'm not
I
gonna
don't, I
bring my
don't
water
like when
bottle in
she
here.
drinks during the show because then I always get random texts if I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, what do you expect me to do?
It's gotten
When
to
you
the
go,
point where
I'm just
now
about to
I
sit
think I
here and
just
look
get
at everybody
fluid.
like I'm watching the show with y'all. I just so happen to be on the show. So
One time he was like, because the guest, their camera went out, he was like, well, talking to myself now.
I don't know what to say. Hey,
That was that me?
nah, I think it was the other Ray that
Yeah,
was on here,
it was the other way.
and his camera ad went out, and I was just like, all right,
I
well,
want to officially say your name is going to be Ricky on here. It's just hard for me to adjust to
I
calling
get
you
it.
Ricky.
I get it. My mama don't even call me Ray.
Yeah, it's hard to adjust to calling you Ricky because I've been calling you Ray all this time. But Ray is going to be a regular, so I'm trying to get used to it.
Okay,
Six,
so
six,
you're
seven.
I thought it was Ricky.
So it is Ricky, but in real life, this man's name is Ray.
My name is
Um,
Ray Anthony Blackwell Jr. I just online. You might get a different online version of me.
Okay. Okay.
that's his public versus private. No, I'm just kidding.
Public
you
versus
said what,
private.
Mom?
Ray Anthony Blackwell Jr. Okay.
Not you remember.
Nays here.
Corey had to catch up to me. I thought it was two middle names, but never mind.
Oh no.
It's the T kicking in. No worries.
It's all good.
That is.
I wanted to circle back a little bit
Yeah.
because from my dating experience, a lot of men have told me that in their experience, women don't take accountability, and your process is my process. And when I say my process to men, they're like, "Well, I'm glad you do that because most women don't do that." But I do think it's important that we learn to self-reflect, because sometimes it ain't that deep, or sometimes what I've learned about me, sometimes I'm responding to something that triggered something. So my response would have been appropriate for the person who actually caused the trauma, but in this situation, it's just a little uncomfortable. It's not necessarily, it don't really warrant that same response. And actually, it's not a response, it's a reaction at that point. Because if you're coming for them, it's usually a reaction and not a response. And so communication is important with your spouse, but it's also important with yourself, and to really
that part.
both ways, right? So I have a friend, and I had communicated something to him because there was some friction for me, and it felt like the connection was one-sided. After I voiced that to him, and there was some uncomfortability there, I was able to reflect on the conversation, and then I was like, wait, hold on, this is a me problem. So what I learned about myself in that situation, but I did have to have that uncomfortability with having the conversation with him, then having a conversation with myself. And then I was like, okay, so this is something that you do when you get to a certain level in connections. So communication is just important across the board, but I feel like a lot of people don't know how to communicate with themselves as well.
Sure.
And for me, I started with journaling, then I moved to audio journals. And now, like I said, I do a lot of like, hold on, let's reflect on that conversation and let's see where your role is. What role are you playing in this friction? Because it does take two to tango.
See, another thing too is like communication. I tell the wife all the time is an art. That now I understand that statement. Like, people tell, oh, you should have been a psychologist. All of that. I just like human behavior.
Yeah.
I study it, but when you're especially in a relationship, and this is applies to all types of relationships.
Yep.
when I'm talking to my son, when I'm talking to my wife, you can't use certain words. And if you do, you have to put them in the correct context
Yep.
because you can't say you never. That's too absolute. You always. That's too absolute.
Mhm.
You can't start every sentence with you make me feel or
Mhm.
I feel like nah. Hey, this is what I'm noticing. You know what I mean? Do you think like phrase it in a question to make the person, you know what I'm saying, have to do some work. Don't attack,
Right.
right? So in that accountability for whoever, there's grace on the other side that needs to be given. Because if I'm not reaching a standard, if you want to call it that, right? That she needs, you can't say it to me today and expect it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got to give me time. You got to, you know what I mean? So don't start critiquing me, you know what I mean, already. But I look for patterns.
Mhm.
So like in 15 years, right? So I'm never gonna say you can't ever say that, but from that point to now, 15 years, my wife has never heard me come home and say,
Oh,
where the food at? Like I
man.
done been out working and da never.
Now my kids have
Oh,
have the audacity to say that to me, but yeah, not my husband.
because
Um,
why
I
I
would like to
don't.
vouch for myself. I have a reason why I was asking. For
Mhm.
one, I didn't ask for about 12, 15 years. So let's remember that one.
So you
I was not
open
around
yourself.
you from 12 years old to like 20. Yeah, so about 15 years. I did not ask you that question. And then when I did come back, I asked because I need to know. Because if not, I'm going to buy me something to eat. But if you could, because you could save me money. It was never, where's my food at, mother? No, so don't put me in the category.
He said, don't be wilding out
Don't do that.
on the
Don't do
after
that.
hours show.
Make sure you. I'm gonna let you look. I'm just gonna step in when she try to include me with all the bad stuff.
He said, don't let me in.
Look, that one, yeah.
I'm just trying to get you to talk.
Messing up your rep. She said she ain't gonna mess your rep up, huh?
Not me.
Not out here. Not around here, big
me.
boy. Not around
But
here.
I think what needs to
He
happen.
said, this is my home. Don't come here messing up in my home. My gosh.
You're a guest in this.
And I cook majority of my meals anyway, so I never.
Yeah.
What I think has to happen with a lot of people, man. It is work for me, so it's just a suggestion. Like I said, this is what I think. I stop having expectations of people.
Yeah.
I don't have those because I spent a lot of my younger years being frustrated, and my mom had to teach me, Jason, they don't think like you do. They don't respond the way you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think to give that because they gave this or do that because they did this. So you're going to keep yourself frustrated. And then my dad taught me one day I was upset about something and I went to him. I'm thinking, you know, he's going to, oh, son, he said, you know, it's your fault. So I'm looking at him like, oh, you tripping. And he said, no, it's your fault because you allowed them to get you to that point.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So with me, I'm grateful. Whatever she does, if I walk in the mill is there, thank you, babe. You know what I mean? But I'm not on the way home, and I'm like him. I might call because I know what type of day you having. You know what I mean? When you busy with the grandson or you was doing da 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 da, and you like, you know, nah, I ain't make nothing. Well, what we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go pick something up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that pressure. Cause see, that's the thing. The roles have to be understood.
Yeah.
Whatever it looks like. See, I was raised, if you in the house, I don't care if you're male or female, the house becomes your job.
Yeah.
So if she working and I'm home, kids fed, kids homework done, house clean. We've been there, done
Right.
it. I handled
We
it.
have reverse roles.
You know what I'm saying? And then it reversed itself back. But I became more of the financial, always had been, but you know what I'm saying? It really just shifted. And she was like, okay, well, I'm doing the kids. She took a work from home job to spend more time with them, be able to get them off the bus. This is when they were younger and all of that. And then I just went and grinded out. You know what I mean?
but then the role just shifted, and it was like, okay, this is the thing for me. If I'm over there and we've had this conversation, I don't add pressure to your side. So don't add pressure to my side.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to, anytime my wife asks me, how can I help you, man? Be supportive or whatever. In 15 years, I have not changed the answer. Just stop and think for me. That's all. If you stop and think, yeah, my husband, you know what I'm saying? I know how he think. Nah, he don't like that. He not gonna want that. Or you know what I'm saying? That's being considerate of my feelings and not just doing what you abruptly feel, you know what I'm saying? And all of that. Spontaneous. Like ain't nothing wrong with a little spontaneity, but spontaneity sometimes costs you later.
Yes.
Depending.
And even in that, I want to say something real quick. Foresight is a big word for me.
Oh,
I feel like a lot of my relationships, friendships, like you said, relationships don't matter, whatever the relationship is. If it's a real relationship, the details are all gonna matter. The foresight of things is like you gotta think this temporary thing, this temporary confusion, this temporary moment where we're not on the same page, we gotta speak it into we gotta understand each other for the long run. And,
Right.
and that's it, and see each other and understand each other with that. Like it's a lot of
Get
like,
past that.
yeah, I gotta win this battle because I'm upset in this moment, in this second. It don't even matter. That don't even matter. Like if y'all gonna hold it down for the long run and you want to see something further,
yep, yep,
like that's all it is at the end of the day. What's gonna make sense for us coming
Right.
together?
yep.
Right.
Because arguing ain't nothing but let's see who could say the most hurtful thing to each other.
Who can win?
That's it. That's it.
It ain't no points
Yeah.
At all.
And then you end up sacrificing, you know what I'm saying, the victory of the war for a little small battle.
for sure, and it's not worth it. Never.
No, you're gonna do a lot of apologizing for stuff that you know what I'm saying. Because sometimes you just gotta kill that situation right then and there before it grow, like you said. You know what I mean? But in that maturity, you know, you start to learn like she's who she is, I am who I am. We ain't running around here socking each other in the eye and all this other, you know what I'm saying? And in my life, I've been through so much, and so has my wife. To me, anything is rectifiable. Like I can rectify anything. If I'm sitting in a jail cell again, I could rectify. Like I'm gonna eventually get out. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. So I'm not gonna just throw away life and throw away time, like he said, for a temporary situation and do something permanent. That you know what I mean? So she'll
It don't make sense.
it don't. So she'll be like, oh, he don't respond. I'm not ignoring you. I value you and what we have so much that I'm not gonna respond because it ain't gonna do nothing but keep going. And now we're gonna say something we don't mean. It might okay, it not might. It got some truth to it, you know what I mean? But we're gonna put the seasoning on it,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna penetrate,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And it don't need to be that because words, okay. God gave me this revelation. It says power in the tongue, right? You know what I mean? Like death in the tongue. So you can hurt somebody or build somebody with your words.
Yep.
Okay. So that's only one side of it though. You got a different set of gates. You can hurt somebody or build somebody with your ears. Because everybody want to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
So ignore somebody. Don't pay them no attention. You know what I mean? You're gonna hurt them.
Good.
Right? So I'm gonna listen to you, but as soon as I smell the aroma of too much feelings
Of what's going on, what's actually happening.
she'll tell you right there.
And think about it. He gave us one mouth, 2 ears.
Yep.
Do you realize the word listen and the word silent is the same 6 letters just switched around?
I did know that actually.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't listen unless you're silent.
Yeah.
Same 6 letters just switched around. You gotta listen to people, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I let her speak. Say exactly what you feel. When you start getting out of hand, though, but see, this is the thing. It wasn't like that in the beginning. It was, oh, I'm gonna pop off, but I had to keep doing it and keep doing it. Now she understands. I'ma just hold off. I'll say it later because we're gonna have a conversation. See, if you ain't talking to your spouse or your friend or your whatever like you're supposed to, then yeah, it's blow ups.
Yeah.
So you can hold stuff for a day, 2 days, a week, because we know at some point in this week we gonna have some kind of life conversation.
And I think a lot of us go into relationships still with baggage,
Oh, yeah.
past
Yeah.
trauma,
Oh,
just
yeah.
different stuff. And it's just like, so that's again going back to the testing. So we're going to test to see, see how this person responds, especially women. I think sometimes we can be vindictive. That's word, yeah.
Yeah.
About doing that at times. Like,
Yeah.
oh, let me try it and see. Let me try it. And we'll keep doing it and keep doing it. And I was that in the beginning, not intentionally. I
Yeah.
was intentionally. I was just doing it. I was like, wait, hold up. This man is still holding it down. He's still the same person.
Yeah.
He's not acting like the last person or doing anything to hurt, harm, or injure me. Like he's for real.
Yeah.
A lot of times we think we have to do that.
Yeah.
It's a survival technique,
Yeah.
but it's not necessary. One of the things that I'm unlearning is those survival techniques, right? Because like I said before, what I just learned in that conversation that I had with a friend of mine is that once I reach a certain level of closeness with you, I need reassurance, right? So I want to know where I stand in your life. I want to know how close we are. I want to know all these facts, but you've already shown me. There's patterns you've already shown me, right? But that unhealed part of me that's used to that, right? Or society tells you, oh, they're best friends, or they're this, or they're that. You know what I mean? Titles are important, whatever. You know what I mean? That part of me is like, no, I need to define it. You know what I mean? And it always is once I get to a certain level of closeness, I need reassurance. And so I'm seeking reassurance from the person, but they've done their job. So it's not their job to try to heal that little part of me. You know what I mean? And I first learned that when I first started reading, in the process of my second separation, I was reading the love language book. And I was like, damn, girl, like you're expecting this man to give you shit you don't even give yourself. Like, what? Like you're expecting this man to heal the hole in your heart. Like, what? So I had to like retrace that, you know what I mean? And so that's one of the things I reflect on a lot when there is friction. I'm like, are you expecting this person to feel a peace? Or, you know what I mean? What are you asking for? And is it out of the question? You know what I mean? Because I did come from a space where I did used to like, I was okay with breadcrumbs because again, in that unhealed space, I was like, I'm going to take whatever I can get. This person wants me. You know what I mean? But as I began to heal and love myself and create those boundaries, I had to start learning the difference between what am I craving because of the lesser healed parts of me, and what do I actually need out of this, situation. You know what I mean?
That's so good that you recognize that because there's not a lot of women, and I'm just speaking from the woman's perspective, that realize they need the healing.
Mm-hmm.
They're jumping, and then they realize, they're jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship, thinking it's the other individual
Yep.
and feeling like the victim.
Don't
But
that come back to accountability? They ain't taking accountability and realizing that they the issue. They think it's
right,
Yeah.
every other dude that they've been with was the issue. They
so
felt
the,
like,
if you're in a relationship, ladies, and you keep severing these relationships, they just keep ending. At what point are you going to look at yourself and be like, okay, maybe it's me, because it's ending the same on every note.
Exactly. It's a
I
cycle.
There's trauma. I have to heal. I have to get it together, and then you're wondering why all these relationships are going left. It's you.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. Like he had time to sit with himself and heal himself. Me, on the other hand, I didn't have time. But I also heard clear as day from God, I wouldn't be able to do it on my own because I was a strong Black woman.
Yeah.
I knew whose I was and who I was, and I wasn't going to be moved. So I would have kept operating in the same way and thinking, oh no, I got this together, boo boo.
Yeah.
But no, he had to send me a mate along to show me a whole different view, perspective, and a strong one at that.
Yes.
He couldn't have been a weakest link.
Yes.
He had a strong individual, and it was like, okay, oh my gosh. And he didn't come. I just like he said, he
Yeah.
asked questions because I had that buck spirit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You what? So the way that he proposed the questions and stuff to me made me start to really thinking, okay, why do I? Or okay, what's going on with me as an individual. But you have to first and foremost love thyself. If you don't know who you are, what you stand for, you're going to be easily shaken in every relationship that you get into.
Yep.
You ladies, you got to know who you are, what you stand for, or you're going to keep falling out of every relationship. And another thing, a man don't want just what's in between your legs. Come on now. He can get that everywhere.
Yeah.
So just because you're laying up at this person's house or sleeping with this man and think you're doing something, that's going to end. He can get that everywhere. He needs a woman to help hold him down, just like we want a man to help hold us down. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
Instead of a headache.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like for real. What are you bringing?
Niggas want peace.
Right. He'll be on the man on the rooftop, but yeah.
That's all anybody wants is peace.
That's it, bro.
No,
I swear some of y'all be sitting in the mirror talking about, how am I gonna ruin his day today? Like, dang, dog, what?
No, just kidding.
He having too much fun. Let me go over there and make him mad.
Too much fun over there.
Right. Like, it's serious though. You don't really realize how serious it is. Know who you are and what you stand for. Love yourself, and what are you bringing to the table too?
Yeah.
You can't just lay down and have sex every night. That he can get that any and everywhere. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
Yes.
What are you? I'll bring the plates and dinner and that.
He said, I got it all.
Right. Come on, daughter.
Okay.
Sharing Chardonnay stuff, dog.
Why? She wants to
funny.
be there, but she can't.
It was funny.
It was funny.
But that's serious. If anything, women, know yourself and what you're going to bring to the table. Because again, laying up ain't it.
Yeah. I think it's also important to know your history. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people, they don't want to face it. And that's why it's always the other person's problem. You know what I mean? They don't want to face their history. You know what I mean? Because also what I learned when I started dating is the cycle. I was dating people who had issues with stuff that I need to heal from my history. So like breadcrumbing, I felt like I was chasing my dad, right? So I would date people that I had to chase, right? I feel like then after I healed from that, then I was codependent, right? I was healing from codependency. So I would choose people who were codependent. And I would think, oh, we just click so well. No, baby, you're codependent. You guys are just feeding off each other's you know what I mean? But again, I wouldn't have been able to get out of that cycle if I didn't recognize it in my history and like, ooh, wait, no, this is not what we want. We want a situation that wasn't healthy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that some people have a hard time. It's hard. It's hard to look in the mirror. It's hard to look at our history. It's hard to make truth with like that. Damn, that really did happen. You know what I mean? But it's highly beneficial to have healthy connections. I feel like the friendships that I made within last year and going into this year are so much more healthier than the relationships that I had previously because I was still in the thick of healing, whereas these ones now, I'm choosing people that I want in my life instead of choosing people who just chose me or choosing people who are codependent or choosing people who I have to chase, So recognizing what happened in your history, accepting it as history, but learning from it, I feel like that is power that we just leave, and we want to just keep pointing the finger, and it's the next person's problem.
Come on.
That's good.
That's real good. I love it.
That's good. Looking within.
Yep.
Looking within, man. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
It's
Like
a journey.
it's a journey. It is a marathon, not a sprint, baby. You know what I mean? Like I tell you, it's something different, right? If this how it worked. When I got with my wife, I was like, "Hey, what you doing for the next 10 years?" Like, I ain't doing nothing. All right, you want to do us?
You want to
Right?
do us?
Yeah. And then I'm sweating now because we at year 8.
And I'm gonna use that line.
Like we at year 8. I'm like, oh, she ain't gonna get it. We ain't got but 2 years left. No, I signed up for forever.
Right.
So you gotta ask yourself, what if it take forever?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It may take, and that's my thing too, right? Around about the 7th, 8th year, it was rough for us, right? But then we you know what I mean? We found our mode, we started clicking. But I was like, look, I ain't feeling to give up all this work that I got to see the results of this. It'd be just my luck, you know what I'm saying? I bounce down and she do the flip, Some other little cat get all of this, you know what I'm saying?
The investment. The investment.
Yeah. I'm trying to see my return. You did. Trying to see my return.
Now, that's part of it too. That's part of it.
Heck yeah, but and it's a mutual thing, man. Like I said, I'm a talker. It ain't that she don't got jewels or whatever. It is sometimes she like, hey, I let my husband take the lead, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like that's his wheelhouse and stuff like that. Yeah. And she usually sleep by now.
Yeah. So forgive me for all the yawning and all of that.
But no,
I'm still here.
That's like, no matter what happens, this is just a core thing for me. You know what I mean? I always make sure to respect and honor my wife. It don't matter what happens. And not on camera. We private. We private.
Now he said we private. Now he gonna be using that around the house. Private.
Like
private.
Like lipstick and the lip gloss. But yeah, man. Like
he said not on camera.
In our whole existence, they've heard us if you argue twice. And that was just kind of, you know what I'm saying, a mistake. Like, don't get it twisted. We discuss and stuff like that, but there's no name calling, no yelling, da 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 da. You know what I mean? But it's just a respect thing. Like, that's still a woman. That's still, you know what I mean? I'm never gonna belittle her and make her feel any less than. Sometimes, to be honest with you, I have to clean up her own, you know what I'm saying, broken wheels.
Yeah.
You're beating yourself up, and I'm like, really? So I used to have to sit in the mirror. What do you see? I'm not talking about the physical scars or the, you know what I mean? I got a pimple and freckles, and no. What do you see when you look at yourself? You know what I mean? Because, yo, you gotta work on you first. It don't matter. You'll be no good to anybody if you just walking around broken and fractured and you know what I mean, all of that. Because that's the thing, right? I study human nature so much. I've been in a situation with people who are horrible. I'm talking about mean, this, that, and the other. But then something says have a metacognitive moment and draw out. And then I look like, and I see pieces of their life. That's why you mad.
Yep.
Mad at me?
Right.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You got a disabled son. And you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that you probably played a part in him coming out like that when you was pregnant. You know, certain stuff wear on people, and they just don't know how to take the garment off. It just they walk around with it on all the time. You know what I mean? And not being grateful that they're where they are now. You're not, you know what I mean? These is little growth spurts. You got consideration in those. I'm not where I am. Don't stop. You know what I mean? But you not what you was. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, we try to give a lot of grace to each other, to our children, to everybody, you know what I'm saying, I'm in a relationship with. Like,
Because I know they don't see it like I see it, and my way works for me sometimes. Now there are some core things that I believe that, you know what I mean? Like I thought it was gonna be questions, right? So I told the wife, she was like, "No, babe, it's Friday. They just freestyle. Cool. I can do that all day." I said, "But guess what? If it was questions, I was still going. You know what I'm saying? Reason being is this. No, I'm never gonna call a person a liar, right? But when truth is truth, I'm not gonna stutter.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change it a couple times the way I'm saying it, but it's
Right.
still gonna be founded in the same thing.
Hmm.
I don't have to change truth.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep saying it and keep saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that again. Yeah, but I might put a little, you know what I'm saying, hit on it. You like, oh, I like the way that thing landed that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But literally, it's my truth. I live it. I live first, what I speak second.
Mhm.
So before I open my mouth, that's why I thank God, you know what I'm saying, to God be the glory. The people around me, you know what I mean, respect what I say because they watch me live.
Mhm.
So once I say it, it's like, well, yeah, that's confirmed. Like
Yeah.
we kind of gotta listen to it. You know what I mean? He's doing it. This way you can't, you know what I mean? I don't like being a hypocrite. I don't want nobody to ever think that I'm that or whatever. Anything I'm saying to you about my relationship, about my fatherhood or whatever, ask them on the side where I ain't nowhere. And they're gonna tell you the same. You know what I mean? Because you gotta live for real. You gotta live truth, man.
Mhm.
Stop being one way. Now you lacking integrity and shit. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Because, oh, you'll do this when people are around, or ain't nobody around. You know what I'm saying? You ain't picking up your mess. You ain't doing no, do that regardless. Regardless. We the same people when we in the house as when we go to church, when we out here conducting business. We are all of that. Like it just makes for an easier life, man. Be real with yourself, because that's the worst thing you could do is lie to yourself. You
Yep.
can lie to other people all day long and be okay. It's still wrong. But the moment you start lying inward, bro,
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You're no good out here. Like, so
That's good.
live your truth. You know what I'm saying? Live your truth. And it
I,
comes in different shapes and sizes, right?
Yeah.
So when I told, when me and the wife decided to make this thing exclusive, she was like, "So what now?" And all I said to her was, "I got you." She
He
said,
got me.
"She said, what that mean?" I said, "Yo, we in our 30s. Well, I'm supposed to say you my girlfriend."
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even talk that language anyway. Look, I'm born and raised North New Jersey, man. I'm a city boy. You know what I mean? All of that. So we together. Nah. I got you, man. She like, okay. Let's see what that means. 15 years later,
Let's see what that means.
Yeah.
I ain't let her go yet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like literally, he got me.
And everything I said that I wanted to do or I would do, I did it. It
Yeah.
might have took a little longer or
Yeah.
whatever. And even in that, I communicated, hey, I wanted to have it done by here, but you know what I'm saying? It took, but I'm on it. I'm on it. Be like, okay, yeah. But I said that to say to Shay Point a while ago, circle back, where you know what I'm saying, you have these expectations or whatever of these people where sometimes women put us in positions that we got to prove ourselves every day. And it's like I was that guy, like, look, yo, I told you, I did it, I keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I don't need to verbalize it to you because I know women need to hear things, but I do need you to have that moment to step out and say, yo, he really does do this. Bum, 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 bum.
And that's vice versa a little bit,
Yeah,
a lot of bit. It's vice versa. You got to stand on what you want too as a woman.
yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah,
You
because
right.
don't just sit here and just try to test him and just be, oh, I ain't got to do nothing. I ain't got to prove nothing. Nah, we want the
I
same.
need to know you on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what.
No, that's good because that's something that I have heard from men from like 52 to from 30 to 52. Like that's their experience is that you know that the women ask what the man bringing to the table. The women are like, well, no, I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's this hierarchy kind of thing
Yeah.
that women kind of bring to relationships sometimes. And that's where I feel like the lack of accountability comes in. That's where things become one-sided, and it's like you're not taking care of each other. You're just expecting him to take care of you. And
Yeah. And see, that's one thing we need too. Another little secret. Like at the end of the day, men feel. I want y'all to know that. Like we feel. We show it differently. You know what I'm saying? But we feel.
We definitely feel.
Especially when we've made a conscious decision in our hearts and our mind that you are who we're going to be with. It changes then. If we're not with anybody, then yeah, we could, excuse my language, we could go around pink tipping. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we see. Because
you said what?
Pink tipping like a dog. Pink tip.
What's that mean?
So you ain't never seen like a dog penis get hard, a little pink.
You got the dick out, dog. You just out there.
Oh,
you got your thing just out there, dog.
I thought you said paint.
Oh, my bad. You know, pink tipping.
It was just funny because you said, excuse my language. And when you said it, I was like, oh, that's light for this show.
Very light. I had to make it
after hours
for a second so you can get it.
I know. But so we could run around, know what I'm saying? Yeah, poking anything, bro.
I get it now.
Yeah, poking anything. But the moment that we give ourselves to, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different. We bought in, we in, and we want, you know what I'm saying, our stuff to be cherished. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all expect us to hold your heart. And you know what I mean? So
I want to speak to that real quick. You say you're a little older, but we definitely are from the social media age. And there's definitely conversations back and forth to where like I've seen things where like girls are saying like the guys feel like they the prize now, yada yada. But it's like you gotta feel like you want, each one gotta feel like you won to make that work. Like you gotta feel like you got a good situation.
I get what you're saying, because some of these women making it feel like the dude can't make himself feel like he worth it, like he worth something.
For
like
sure.
It comes off as like you love
is key. But just don't cross the line of cocky. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, both parties definitely need to be confident. Like I'm him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. My wife, I told him I'm him.
You know why you responded?
Yeah. I need you to.
You know why you slid these DMs?
It's a certain level. It's a certain level of why we here. We both here on the same shit.
Yeah,
you ain't the only prize around here, dog.
100%. Nah, heck no. Like I said, that's a equal. You know what I'm saying? Playing field right there. Now it may be in different areas, whatever that looks like, right? You know what I mean? But nah, you're not gonna just be you the only one that's her. You crazy as hell.
I know what I come with.
That's
right. What was the comment earlier? I got some napkins too.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
I got some paper. I got some plates.
I got napkins too. Do you got the dinner in the plates like she said?
I'm saying I got
I'm just kidding.
I got things too.
I got the table, you dig? Look, one time my in-laws was here, right? I love my in-laws. My wife didn't understand this at the time. She had made dinner and all of that. She asked me, you know what I'm saying, if I was hungry. I said, no, not at the moment. Now, let me explain something to y'all. I never forced my wife. We mimic. We mimic what we see. So she grew up watching her mother, you know what I'm saying, make her father plate and stuff like that. So I've never asked my wife to make my plate. I've actually got in trouble for making my own plate before. That's a whole nother subject, because that's what she does. But this particular day, she decided that, okay, I wasn't ready to eat. So she was going to make her father and her brother's plate before mine in my house.
My father's.
So in front of everybody, I did it very respectfully. I said, babe, hold up, pause. Like, those my pots. That's my food on my stove in my house. Another man would never get his plate made before me. If you're gonna be doing it, I ain't telling you got to do it, but since you're gonna do it, you're not gonna do it for nobody else before me. Make my plate, sit it to the side. Then you could make. The only way I'm bowing out is if it's a child. Children eat maybe before me, but not no another man.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do I still get to eat?
Children.
Are you a child?
I mean,
You a grown ass man, bro.
Children.
Ask yourself, have you? You might have came here and
That's
ate
the real question.
before I did, but my plate was in the microwave. Huh?
Okay.
He said, ask yourself.
I know.
You didn't live this life.
Piece of
I
chicken.
was just trying to make sure. That's all. I'm trying to figure out the age limit. You know.
Can I talk about this comment real quick?
Grandfather. So there is no age limit.
Okay.
There is no age limit. And it's the same way. Like I would normally, she should
sure
never
that.
allow anybody to, you know what I mean? No, I'm him.
Open the door.
Look.
You don't even open the door.
I'm him, bruh. I'm him.
All day long, twice on Sunday.
Yeah. Especially Sunday. Everyone got some word in it.
That's my favorite saying. I'm gonna put that on the shirt.
Yeah. I'm
You went to
renewed.
church.
I'm renewed on Sunday.
What's wrong with
Twice
y'all?
on Sunday.
You.
We
And
need
she is her. It's certain things that she don't have to demand no more. It's just a given.
A given.
It is. It is.
That's how life should be.
Man, I know who I'm dealing with, bro. I know who I'm dealing with, and she's gonna get that every day. Oh, I like that. I wish men was allowed to show those emotions. It might make it easier to. Okay, so at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Men can, but what's the reaction gonna be? That's if you don't create a safe space.
Is that what I'm hearing?
I feel like she's not even a point to it. I feel like whoever's saying this is not allowing it. That's the part of it.
Exactly. It has to, like I said earlier, you might have missed that part. At some point, okay, so men are creatures of, you know what I'm saying, mimic first. We all creatures of mimic. We only redo what we saw. But then we become creatures of habit. Like I'm habitual. I come home, I put my pants the same place, you'll tell you, my keys, my wallet, all of that type of stuff. So I used to tell her back in the day, I said, look, if come Friday, all week I've been, hey babe, and then Friday all of a sudden I just call you a B. Not normal, not gonna happen. You gotta ask yourself, something happened between Monday and Thursday. You know what I'm saying? For me to do this switch. Real men don't just change like that. Something, you know what I'm saying, happens for us to change. We may not express it. Now that's our downfall to a degree. Because at the end of the day, you're only responsible and can control the delivery, not the reception. And that's with anybody. So if I deliver it right, but you receive it wrong, I don't care.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But I gotta be able to, like, I don't want to feel that if I do show this, you know what I mean, vulnerable side, that it's gonna be used against me later, or you know what I'm saying, you say something that's just crazy, and I'm like, oh hell nah, you'll never get it again. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I do feel like I think there's an art to learning about it, but there's also an art to being that way. But then there's also the dynamics, because I feel like for me, men and women, they just open up to me, period. Like, but I do know that that's the gift that God gave me for the purpose that's on my life. But I also know within my my relationships, with my male friends, it's you know, it's a relationship, right? So I'm gonna have my moments where I'm gonna be up here, like you said, and then so the communication is gonna go a certain way, but they also have their moments, and I know how to, you know, navigate those, because I'm that space in that moment. I'm that safe space. So how I handle that situation is important, especially because if they need to keep using me as a safe space, I need to continue to be a safe space. So I'm, like you said, I'm looking and learning and what does this person need? How can I show up for them? but I think it comes with knowing the person. Um, I
Study.
think it comes with really knowing who they are in order for you guys to have that connection to where they feel safe enough to express, but also for where you know what they need. Because some people, like, if I'm venting, I might not want you to problem solve. I might want you to, like you said, just listen. You know what I mean? Or like you said, I might be up here and it's not even a time. This is not a time for a solution because I'll
Right.
be like that. They will all tell you I'm like that. Because Jai had to check me one time because I was texting him about me saving for my car, and he was like, "I think you're over exaggerating just a little bit." um, but they'll tell you, you know what I mean. I have those conversations with them. Um, so I feel like we know who each other is, so we're able to like be honest and be real with each other in those moments. But we're all still able. I'm still able to express how I feel, and they're still able to express how they feel. But I think it comes from a sense of knowing one another. It's like a connection, you know.
Yep. Yep. You are absolutely right.
She said, every relationship has its lessons. You have to learn each other in order to know how to respond.
Most definitely.
I say if
Yes.
you
And
want to learn,
If you want to learn, you
it
know
comes
what
back to
though?
accountability.
What, like you said, it's a trust thing, right? Because I've been in relationships where they knew all the facts and they used them for evil. Okay.
Oh,
Ah,
It was like the stuff I trusted them with got thrown back at me like darts. And it was like traumatic stuff too. Woof.
they used it
Um,
to get what they wanted, either out of you or from you or whatever it was.
or I mean, it was like a long relationship. It was like when they was holding on to it for a while and then they decided to throw it at
Oh,
the
and then they
release and
just
go their way. Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. But it's like, to me, it's crazy because as I date and I get to know people, I'm like, I want someone to know me, especially now that I know me. I'm like, oh, you gonna want to know this person because she the bomb. But
Right. That's right.
but it's like there's still that little underlying fear because, like I said, I was in a committed relationship and this person knew me. They had access to me that no one else had access to me, and they used it for evil. You know what I mean? And that's where, like I said, I'm in that phase where I'm unlearning. Each individual is an individual,
yeah,
so you know what I mean. Just because I might be feeling a familiar feeling, like I like them more than they might reach a different level of likeness or whatever, doesn't mean that they're going to treat me the same way people I've liked in the past treat me. Just because I'm beginning to develop love for this person doesn't mean they're going to treat me like my loved ones did that caused me trauma. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of the conversation that I have to
yeah,
have with myself.
good. That's good. Releasing the trauma.
Yes. Not letting it hold you and keep you, and
Right.
not letting it keep you in a cycle of unhealthy relationships.
That part.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have a question for you because you know how there's that friction when you get into a healthy relationship. How is that for you? You know, when you're used to unhealthy and you're breaking that cycle, so then when you get into healthy, it's like, what is this? Like, there's girls who post like, does he even like me because because he's not possessive, or he's not like, do you like me for real? Because they're used to those toxic traits that they recognize as love and care. But now when you move into a healthy relationship, it's a little different.
So good thing with me is again I test it.
Hmm.
That's just call it weird or whatever the case. That's something that I did because that was the unhealthy part
Hmm.
because I kept testing until I realized okay, yeah, again he's solid. So but how did I deal with it? Eventually I had to just be like, okay, I have to change, man. I have to change. If I really want to be in a relationship, I have to change. I have to work on me. Again, he
If you
worked on
want to be in a healthy relationship.
right, right. He and I knew how like we go into it, we know how it looks. We've been
Yeah.
taught. We
We don't
know.
know how I feel.
Right,
The feeling is a whole new difference.
right, right. So we know how it's supposed to look. We just haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
So it's just being intentional again about yourself and trying to do better for yourself. Not trying to, in order to do better, you got to do something new, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can't do what you did in the last relationship. So I had to really sit and take time with myself instead of running away from myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I was a runner.
did it all my life. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's just like, oh, this is getting too, oh, let me go. It's getting too weird. Or, oh, no. But this is something that I really wanted. I don't want to spend the rest of my life by myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the key part when you realize this is what I actually want instead of
Right,
keep going back and forth and playing all these other games.
right, right. Like,
Yeah.
you got to think about it. It's not harming you.
Growing.
If anything, he said that he got me. He
Yeah.
was helping mature me, grow me to different areas, expose me to different things. Um, that was beneficial for me. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing that he said that really got me is he said, even if we were to leave each other, I'm giving you tools to help better you for whoever comes along. I
Mm-hmm.
knew he was real. I was like, oh man. So you helping me work on me even for the next man?
Yeah.
Right?
I tell you, you're gonna leave with more than you came in with.
Right?
That's for sure.
Right? That's I mean,
That's for sure. Man.
there you know
Because I'm him. Damn it.
Shay,
and he
Shay,
is.
Shay. I done told you,
All
man.
day long. Twice on Sunday.
Twice.
Okay?
Like I said, you gotta know. You know what I'm saying?
This
You
wife
gotta
is
be.
Sunday though.
You gotta be true to yourself. Everything I said to my kids too. If
Yeah.
I was gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. See, okay, so the culture I come from, like I said, I wasn't always. I was still him. I just wasn't this him. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It's him
So-
out in the
so-
world. Him.
Negative side, the culture say you do what you say. So if I say I'm a smack dude when I see him, I gotta do it, right? You can't go back on your word. Once it hits the air, and it hits somebody's ear, you know what I mean. So now I use it, I revert it for pressure, but good pressure. I don't say it until I know, all right, boom, I'm in a position to start working towards it. But
Mhm.
once I say it, I know I gotta do it, and then I go to work. You know what I mean? But whatever it is, like I told my son, I said, look, man, you might want to come out here in another year or something and start this business. You know what I mean? Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm gonna buy this Cadillac. I'm gonna buy. He like, yo.
I was about to say, bro, like I gotta tell that story. It was the funniest thing ever. I think
Oh,
we was on vacation somewhere, and he was just talking about, yo, son, I want to buy this Cadillac. Like this, he showed me a Cadillac. I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. Like a year later, I just get a photo and he doing the jail pose by the tire. I'm like, what? Nah, ain't no way you got that. He just, I'm like, what? Nah. I'm like, this man really went and did it. And then ever since then, I realized when he says he's gonna do it, it's happening.
Oh, I'm sorry. Based on what you said and based on what he said and based on what you said, Shay, if we were to do every relationship like that, put as much energy as in saving the vehicle, saving for your car, the Cadillac, the whatever it is, how much better off would you be? Like we don't want it. I don't know.
No, you saying exactly. No, keep going, man. Keep
No,
going.
you
Keep
interrupted
going. No,
my
I'm sorry. I'm
thought.
sorry. If we save,
I got brain fog now.
No, we understand what you're saying.
It's a
Put
new
that
day
I
over
told
put
you
here.
the
stop
energy
saying
into
that thing.
the same energy into everything you want.
Right.
Yeah. Like you said, invest and then be intentional.
What did he say? Put the same energy in everything you want. Let me explain something to
Do you
you.
want it? How bad do you want it?
Watch this. If I signed up for forever, there will become a time that I need my wife. We're going to need each other.
Oh my God.
But at this point, I have to stay wanting her.
because you do miraculous things for the things you want. You'll work 2 jobs to get the car. You'll say, you'll do all
like
do all this stuff to get what you want. Like,
And for the things you need.
yeah.
You late on that rent. You late on that rent. You gonna
Bro.
make it
You about
happen.
to DoorDash till your damn wheels fall off or
You
something.
gonna make
Like,
it happen.
But it's different.
You know what I'm saying? They don't even put in no real effort for that. That's why they, you know what I'm saying, jumping from house to house, all of that. Like, you can't activate driving somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can't activate that level of want.
Yeah, it's like I feel like need is like a survival mode kind of thing, and you don't want to live on survival mode.
I hate survive. My dad used to say that to us all. I'm giving you the tools to survive. I told him, I said, Dad, you do realize survive is just enough? Like, that's
Thrive.
just
Thrive is the word.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm not doing.
You know what I realized since I've been here, I've never heard you say that to us. You, and I think my mom says it now too. I'm giving y'all the tools to succeed, like to be successful. I've never heard I'm giving you the tools to survive or to live, to make it out. Like, nah, these tools to be successful right here.
That's right.
Be better than me. Be better than me.
That's right.
Well, I'm always be better than y'all because I'm him now.
Oh,
right.
Okay. Say
Him. Himothy. That's me.
Himothy. Jaw Himothy.
Realize it too and walk in it.
But I mean, just going back to that, you know, if we put as much energies into these relationships that we so-called want, you know, I think at the end of the day, what harm can it really do to you? If anything, you've grown and you learn from it, right?
Yep.
You gotta get your feet wet somewhere.
Yeah.
And you can't do as much damage as I will allow you to do to me.
Yeah.
So even if you try and I smell it, see it, sniff it, I'm going to be hitting the door before it even happens. So,
and there's a certain level of self-love you find when you do that. When you try and then it doesn't work, and then you stand up for yourself and you walk away, that's a self-trust that you now develop in yourself, a self-love boundary you find in yourself. But also you have that clarity. Like, I know I did everything I could. I did everything I could before I walked out that door. I tried my hardest for that relationship.
That's right. She be wondering, babe, you sleep when you do sleep. When I, you know what I mean, I sleep like 4 hours a day. She be like, yo, you sleep like a baby. Cause at the end of the day, man, I know I did my part. Like, I go to bed with peace. You know what I'm saying? Clear. I'm unscathed. You know what I mean? So even when I have to part ways with other type of relationships, you know what I mean? I leave them still well off to the point that when you complaining, it's just because you got a jaded perception of life.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you just not picking up on what people putting down.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to make sure you still in a good position.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember a long time ago, a cousin of mine, she told me this. She said, sometimes, speaking of just the trauma that we carry from one relationship to the other, she told me that sometimes you have to go back to that individual and just close that chapter.
If you can.
If you can. There's been several times that I had to go back to individuals, be like, look, this is done. It's over. And they were just like, I didn't think you were even thinking about me. No, you were still rolling through my mind.
Yeah. 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 And I feel like that's so important. And I feel like if you can't, I write a letter.
Yes.
I write a letter.
Get it out.
One of the ways, so with my trauma, my abusers, I wrote all 3 of them a letter. And I sent it to them. I did send it to them, but one of them was the actual abuser. The other ones were my parents, who I feel like allowed the abuse. So I didn't further the conversation with the abuser because I'm like, I'm not opening a door for you to come back. You know what I mean? I just needed to express, right? But then there's other people who I had to let go of, and I had to write a letter. I couldn't go, you know, there was no open
Right.
communication. So I wrote a letter, and I also forgave myself because, like you said, we allow some of this stuff. When we let the little stuff slide in the beginning and then it becomes a
Right.
snowball, and you know what I mean? We allow a lot of stuff. All right.
Even there.
So then I had to forgive them, forgive myself, and then usually I like to burn it because it's like I'm
Oh,
cleansing my life from this situation. But I think that it is important,
I like that.
like you said, to close it out, and I really like to really reflect on what did I learn, because there is always a lesson. It's always
Part.
shaping us, and I've learned that God sends a lot of us through trials to shape us into who He wants us to be, but also to answer the prayers, for us to be qualified for the prayers that we pray for. So I really try to really get as much knowledge from those situations as I can so that I can be built up. And I feel like it's a good grieving tool so
Yeah.
that you can move on. And I feel like that has helped me with letting go, because I used to hold on for dear life. Okay. And one of my greatest affirmations that helped me, I was doing an audio journal and I was like, Deshay, those people who lost you, they lost you. Like, you know what I mean? You did bring, a lot to them, and you learned some lessons from the situation, but they lost you. You know what I mean? At your core, you've always been a loving, nurturing person. You're always pouring into people. These people lost you, and that's something to acknowledge. But also, how are you going to move forward next time? How are you going to choose differently next time?
Right.
So I think that it's important to really have grieving techniques that work for you to heal and move forward.
That's good. I
it.
like that.
Yep.
That's important.
Yep.
Very important.
It's healthy. See, I think that's the key word. You can have any kind of relationship you want. Is it healthy?
Yeah.
And healthy relationships say
Reflection.
consideration, communication, compromise, you know what I mean? All of those things. Those are healthy. You know what I mean? As less conflict as possible. You know what I mean? It is needed, right? But it's healthy conflict. There's such things as healthy conflict. The Bible talks about that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't run away and hide and
Yeah.
cower and all of this. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things out here you're gonna have to stand up to and face and knock down, walk through. And most of the time, it's you. It's the individual that the biggest adversity.
Right.
You know, I mean, we stop ourselves from getting to a lot of places that we belong. Not that we want to go to, but we belong there.
Right.
And we shut doors and lock them ourselves. Like, you know what I mean? And that's one thing, like, I don't limit myself. And as the head of the house, really the foundation, you know what I mean? I won't allow those around me connected to me to limit themselves either.
Yep.
So if you don't want to do, you have to get away from me. Because evidently, you know what I'm saying, you will never get on me. But evidently I'm not getting on you.
That part.
So, you know what I mean? And a smart farmer, like, I just throw seeds, but I don't stand over where I threw them and wait for them to grow. I keep it moving. And then I'll come back randomly in the next season or something, see if something grew. But I'm not gonna stand there and watch it. I'll drive my crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I'm constantly doing that. The Bible say the hungry shall be fed. I feed those who are hungry. If you want this, you can get all this smoke. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not casting my pearls, you know what I mean, among swine. So like, if I'm gonna shut up. You ask my kids, if he get quiet, he's done. Like, he's over the situation, because I'm not serving any purpose to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's really, relationships is a lot of work. I think people are afraid of the work. And you if you're gonna be with somebody, like, that's what comes with it, man.
Yeah.
Comes with it. It is what it is. I'm sorry. This is not Bed of Roses. It's not no rom-com.
It ain't gonna always be, you know what I'm saying, lovey-dovey and all of that. There's times where we in here, I'm on one end of the couch, she on the other. We watching, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, well that's good. You can't see the TV from your side really good. So you know what I'm saying? But like another key thing when we've done, you know what I mean, I got a couple of weddings under my belt. So I've had to counsel people and stuff like that. But the Lord downloaded into me just to ask this question. Like I ask people, do the expected wife or bride have a place of peace that they go to when things are, you know what I'm saying, chaotic or whatever? Does the expected groom have a place of peace that they can retreat to? Do you know each other's places of peace? And then do you have a place of peace together?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And these things are vital because if you don't, if the person does have that place of peace, like you write, right? Shay, you got a journal, you got that, you probably, if you write and you read it, you know what I mean? Also, so maybe I'm just using this as an example. Hypothetically, maybe that's your place of peace. So something's going on, and then your spouse, like, yeah, every time something going on, she just go start writing in that book or what? Yo, that's her place to get it off.
Yeah, yeah.
Or don't take it personal. Let her have that moment. Once she gets it off her way, she'll come and, you know what I'm saying, express that. Maybe like mine's is working, building something. I'm a carpenter by trade. So when I'm out there and I'm doing a lawn or I'm working on a project, my wheels is just going.
Yeah.
What is mine, babe?
Walking. So with see, and you have to know.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
cleaning. Also cleaning.
Oh yeah, cleaning. Yep. I forgot about that. And then we have a place of peace together. We watch old black and whites. We watch a lot of Turner Classic movies. So, you know what I mean? And we'll sit, we could be at wit's end, don't want to talk to each other, all that. We put that on, eventually it's going to be, oh, that's so-and-so, remember that movie? And we'll start talking, and then we'll break ice. And, you know what I mean? Because those are healthy, you know what I mean, places to put yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And that's powerful. That's powerful because a lot of people go into relationships feeling like they have to mesh into this one being when you still need these spaces, especially because honestly, walking, dancing, and journaling, that's where I process so that I'm not up here, okay? So then I can come talk to you correct, okay?
Exactly. Now look at what happens when, you know what I'm saying, those avenues are closed off. You're going to become a monster.
Yeah.
You're going to respond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know my son, like I know not everybody, but most of the people that are connected to me closely, music, cooking, you know what I'm saying? Like those are his areas where he can just boop, like let me get this thing off of me. But I was privy to the one you had with, you know what I'm saying, with him, and you was asking him different questions about the confidence and all of that type of stuff. It's because, you know what I'm saying, you find out things about yourself. And then, you know what I'm saying, he's able to hone in, like, okay, nah, this is my safe place, whether it's playing a game with his friends on Wednesday, you know what I mean, Thursdays, whatever it is, or, you know what I mean? But see, you don't know nothing about this person's life if I'm not having conversations with him and I'm not listening to him. It's no different me as a father to a son than it is as a husband to a wife or a father to a daughter. Like, no, I'm all ears. You know what I mean? I know what you like. I know, and I want to do some of those things that you want to do. You know what I mean? Experience those things. That's meshing life. It can't just, I don't do all that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
No, it can't be that. It cannot be that. And then, like, you know what I mean? Not to even, we'll save this one for February. Like, I could go into some conversations where I done pretty much counsel people. And I'm like, bro, you box this lady into a corner. She's expressing to you her desires, whether it's sexually or whatever, and the way you're responding, you're rejecting her.
Yep.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
So if you can't have these open conversations and no matter how uncomfortable it make you feel, my response is gonna be grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up, bro.
Yeah. Reality is, one of the things I tell myself is it's only uncomfortable for a little while. And then you talk about it, and then there's so much clarity and closeness afterwards. Like, I just want to get to the other side of that. And the only way to get to the other side of that is to talk about it.
That's it.
The more you do it,
Let's
the
talk
easier.
about it.
Yeah, and the more you do, you know what I'm saying, the easier it becomes. And you know what I mean? But it is like the art of communication is definitely delivery, all of that, but it's also big, it's timing. Like I'm not gonna come to her when she already done kind of pre-warned me she had a rough day. And I ain't gonna tell her nothing that's gonna make the day worse. But see, people are, I like to call it lazy. So, you know what I mean? I can't hold this for this long. I got to get it off. Like, no, you're going to have to hold that in consideration of your partner, you know what I'm saying? And choose a best time to bring that to when they will be receptive. Because that's the whole point. You don't want your words to just be pinging off the wall and falling to the ground. They got to be impactful.
Yeah.
So it may be like, oh, let me, you know what I'm saying, say all the nasty stuff in the car on the way home. So when I say it to him or her, I don't say none of the nasty stuff. Like, whatever you got to do, I don't care what you got to do. But you better do it, you know what I'm saying, or you're going to constantly have these problems, you know what I'm saying, with your spouse, bro. Like, I'm just trying to live a peaceful life. She know it. Let me go make my money, we come home, we can plan, we can do whatever, we can go run. But she respects, like, hey, I know my husband tired. He doesn't want to go to this, but that don't mean I tell her she can't.
Yeah.
No, you can still go do your thing. I'm gonna sit right here and be a Neanderthal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need to cut my brain off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like I don't even want to think about
And
nothing.
he will.
Yeah.
And I will sit here and let the TV watch me and do what like, and I'm fine because my wife is constantly going, but she respects it.
Yeah.
And that's the key. It's not underlying me trying to, you know what I'm saying, be funny. And you know what's crazy? People think, like I told you, it's confidence then cocky is a fine line. People think very highly of themselves when sometimes they probably shouldn't. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You ain't even all that. Sit your ass down.
I'm trying to look, because you ain't never heard nobody be like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, cuz, you know what I mean? They always out to get me, you know, fam.
Victim.
Ain't nobody worried about you.
Man, so this person woke up with the, like, and it happens. Don't get it twisted. It does happen, but when that's their verbiage all the time, like that's in your heart. You really think like that? No, you're
paranoid, bro. Ain't nobody worried about you.
You're not. You're not. So sometimes we have to go through that where it's like, hey, I wasn't even thinking on that wavelength. What you talking about? Like, I apologize if it offended you. Like, I didn't mean to do it. But if I meant it, I'd be like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was on one.
Yeah.
Talk about it. But sometimes, and vice versa, you know what I mean? Shit, like, no, that wasn't even about you. It wasn't. It wasn't. But I was in a whole nother world.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have those moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Stop trying to prove your point and just be like, you know what, I was wrong. I dropped the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love doesn't keep an account of wrongdoing. It's not boastful. It doesn't. It's not prideful. It's not. So I'm not tallying. Once we talk about it, it should be over. And if we only revisiting it, we revisit it, you know what I'm saying, for an example purpose, or to see if we grew or something like that. But we ain't going back fighting over some 6 months ago. Man, you better leave me alone with that. You know what I mean? We got so much more ahead of us than behind us. I'm not going back there.
Yeah.
Like I heard somebody say the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Look forward. Drive your car and just look at the rear view. See if you make it to your destination.
Man.
But that's what people do. They live in the past. They always look behind them, crashing into everything in front of them.
Oh shit! What they say when you at church? Ouch! When the preacher say something. Ouch!
Right where it hurt.
Man. And that's what I do. That's what we do, bro.
Man. Shooter.
Yeah, for sure.
Forward only. You know what I'm saying?
I ate like 4 bags of chips.
She's just trying to
I'm
keep
trying to
herself
stay
Stay
out.
awake. I
Stay
know. I
awake.
just want to do this last question that Nay had popped up, and then we can close out with our affirmations. So it was, how do you break the cycle of all the toxic relationships to acknowledge when you're in a healthy relationship?
Wait a
I
minute.
feel like it was addressed a couple of times, but earlier before she hopped on, I believe for me it happened when I found out who I was, right? When I loved myself and I connected with myself spiritually, then you just automatically have this sense of boundaries, you know what I mean? To where
Right.
you see the red flags, because we've always seen the red flags, we just ignore our intuition.
Right.
Now you're obedient. You're allowing your intuition to guide you. You're allowing yourself to move in a way that's healthy for you and your life and what you want for your life. And so I feel like that kind of cuts those toxic relationships out. But then also, like you said, communicating with yourself, self-reflection, right? Because for me, if I catch myself back in a cycle, I'm like, girl, we're not doing that no more. Because remember what happened last time you did that? Remember when you shrank last time, how you were in that long relationship and you didn't get to be yourself? You know
Right.
what I mean? I communicate with myself, and so I like, hold on, let's put these boundaries back up. You know what I mean? So to me, that's how I would answer that question: is the more you love yourself, the
Yeah.
easier it is to set those boundaries and to choose the person that fits within your life that's not going to take advantage of your boundaries.
That will respect them. They should
Yes.
respect them. They can have, you know what I'm saying, some reservations about them, but those need to be communicated
Right.
because each party in the relationship has the same right. They
Yep.
got, you know what I'm saying? She created some, I created some. So people were like, oh, I'm not worried. We've already established that. You know what I mean? So I know my wife not gonna walk in, neither am I gonna walk in 2 in the morning or whatever. Like, no,
Yeah.
we're respectable. We know, you know what I mean, this, that, and the other. We're not taking people's numbers that's outside of business or you know what I mean, stuff like
Yeah.
that. We communicate when we have to. Like
Hmm.
some people, are you checking in? And no, no, I'm respecting her,
Yeah.
honoring her. Plus, two, if I do it up front now, you know what I'm saying, and in a month, somehow or another, it comes out
And
and it looks third party, or look, you know what I mean? I gotta try to explain this. It's innocent, but you can't explain. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It looks bad. This looks bad, and then now you have this thing growing in the back of the subconscious,
Hmm.
like it's something going on and all of this. Like we said, it's not our job for me to, you know what I mean, unpack all the baggage, but I will, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna help you carry it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once you go in there and start cleaning it out, I'll help you fold it and put it up. You know what I mean? But I'm not carrying the bag for you. It ain't my bag. You understand what I'm saying? So, like you said, it's a reflection on yourself first. You have to know who you are and then who you are in God. That person needs to do the same thing or whatever they believe in. I mean, like I said, we believe what we believe, and
Yeah.
I don't do the unequally yoked thing. So because it's gonna cause friction anyway.
Yeah.
So if they Islam and you Christian, somebody gonna convert or something like whatever.
Yeah.
But if you think you got it, go ahead and you know what I'm saying, give it a try. Somebody's gonna submit more than another, and then you're gonna have regrets and resentments and all of that. But it is a feeling. Like back in the day, my wife used to say, "Well, how you know?" I said, "I'm not clocking how much you think about me or whatever. It's just a feel. I can't explain to you when I know I'm number one in your life.
Mm.
I just know it. It's just something. I can't explain it. It's a signal. It's a feel like it's a Wi-Fi. It's a you know what I mean. But when it's on, I know, and
Yeah.
it's just smooth sailing. But like you said, that person has to respect where you are in that place in life at that time. They have to, you know what I'm saying, maybe understand you working on some things. So be gentle with me. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? All of that. They'll let you know who they are in their responses, or they short tempered, or you know what I mean, all of those different things.
Can
But
I
yeah, go ahead.
can I say also to that question? This is scriptural too. You can't pour new wine into old skin.
Well, old wineskins, yeah.
You have to, in other words, you have to get rid of the toxic in order to get to the healthy.
Mhm.
So you got to work on you, point blank. You got to
Yeah.
know you. You got to work on you. You know, again, I didn't have the time to sit with me, but God brought me a healthy individual to help bring me to where I needed to be.
Mhm.
Not an unhealthy individual. Well, we both did each other, right? In different ways.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's back to what you said. Starts with you. Self-reflection. You know, what's going on with you? You got to know thyself.
We
Yeah.
root. You
And
gotta
honestly, because I feel like when I first started, when I exited my last marriage and I went into the second relationship that turned into a marriage, in the beginning, I just knew I had problems, right? So I was like, oh, I'm just so lucky that somebody wants me. No, be honest with yourself. Like, you know what I mean? The good and the bad. Like, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, there's all these things, you know, these all these issues that you have, these things you're healing from. So I
Right.
wasn't even focused on the light. So I'm like, oh, I'm just so lucky that someone would even choose me. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's also how we slip into toxic relationships because we kind of allow abuse or we become our own abuser, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like we're people pleasing or we're like, oh no, I'm not gonna say that because if I say that then they might leave. Well, if they don't leave because y'all have a conversation, you know what I mean, about how you're feeling, then they shouldn't have been there to begin with, you know?
Right.
So not abandoning yourself. Self-abandonment happens a
Oh,
lot
so good.
in relationships.
The
So being honest with yourself
Right.
in those situations.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's what I feel because that's one of the greatest things I had to unlearn is self abandonment. Um,
That's good.
because again, that's something that it don't matter. It might have been something you went through in the past or whatever, but it taught you I need to abandon myself so this person still shows up in my life. But you don't want that. That's the toxic. You want someone. Y'all choosing each other every day. You just choosing each other. You know what I mean? You
Yep.
don't want someone to choose you by default or choose you because you did all these tasks for them. You know what I mean? You want to be chosen for who you are, flaws and all.
You are absolutely
That's
correct.
good. That's good.
You are
That's so
absolutely
true.
correct. Now, I say,
You're
but you
on
gotta
point.
you gotta know that other person heart, man.
Mhm.
And you know what I'm saying? You gotta clean yours up.
Yep.
So however that looks, you know, be open and honest with a problem. Going through some things and I don't know how to handle this.
And be
Or,
aware.
you know,
Beware of those people that. Sorry, babe. I just interrupted.
oh, you fine. I can keep my thought.
Beware of those people that came out of their last relationship and you know some people go into the new relationships asking, hey, so what happened in the last relationship,
Yeah,
and they're
buddy.
just like, oh, they're blaming the other individual.
Red flag.
Yeah, beware.
Yep.
Back it up, honey, because if
Yep.
they cannot see, everybody has issues,
Yep.
internal issues, whatever the case may be. If they can't see it, back up quickly. Run, Forrest, run.
Run for the hills.
Run for the hills. For Mississippi.
All lies.
Ooh, them. And they did this and they
Yeah,
said that.
Another,
And that's why I said this.
another
right.
thing too is if you get the opportunity before you dive head first, you know what I'm saying, into saying, oh, it's us and we together. Go around the people that raised this person, please,
Man,
because that's what you getting.
you better do a
I
Tupac,
did
go
not.
to the
I did
reunion.
not know it. And I make jokes with her too. Shit, if I'd have been around your mama, I mean, I don't know if I would have.
Yeah, I've
But
always been around your mama.
you right. But now you can't say that because I'm different. No, for real, I got a bunch of siblings, ain't none of them like me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
I seen where I needed to
Yeah.
break certain things off, like and do like a
Yeah.
whole
You observed it and chose differently.
all day because this
Yeah.
ain't the way.
I
Some
got
of
a
this
great
is good, but
mother-in-law,
this ain't
man.
the way. Like my mother's love.
Yeah,
My mother
man.
taught me love. You know what I mean, and
Yeah.
all of that.
Great mother.
But like with my son's mother, oh, if I'd have known, boy, you know what I'm saying? It would have never went that like because we have a tendency to turn into, you know what I'm saying, those people.
Yeah.
But like especially too, I'm not saying that I don't always agree with that. I'm not like my mother, we're opposite. You're like your mother then. Um,
Oh, yeah.
most likely. Love you,
Yeah.
daughter. Love you, daughter. But if that's what you say, I say all the time, I ain't like my father. I don't look like I don't act like.
No, there's traits that we pick up without realizing.
Now, come
From-
on.
from-
Even
That's,
if
that's,
we're not
well, that's
raised,
because that's all
I
you,
wasn't
yeah,
raised
you,
with
that's
my
all you
dad.
saw all your life. So you're gonna mimic that because that's what you were.
Here.
Unconsciously. It's an
Yes.
unconscious thing. It's
Yes.
you just do it as children.
Yes.
There's sometimes when I be talking to my mom and I'd be like, I say that too, or like you know what I mean?
Right.
And we and so even with my sisters, when they do stuff that my mom would do, I'd be like, you sound like Mildred. They be like, but it's like it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Your mama was named Mildred.
Mildred Ann, okay.
And
Oh, and she got in.
It's
No,
country.
no disrespect, mom.
that's why those commercials so funny. Those insurance, whatever the they
Shirley Ann.
advertising, where it's the older white dude and he got the people around him talking about they acting like they parents. They
Oh
start,
yeah.
them commercials is real, bro. They hilarious.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like you may not be identical, right? Like
Right.
my
Traits, baby. Guaranteed.
my nurture, like the way I am is not the same as my mom. There are some people who are going to gravitate towards me who will not gravitate towards my mom just because of the way my spirit is, right? But there are some things I do like my mom. You know what I mean? But also, like you said, like it's just like mannerisms and stuff like that. This is,
Yeah.
you know, even like I said with my dad, or sometimes my siblings on my dad's side that were raised by him and I didn't get to see them. There's stuff I have in common with them that I know I have in common with them because of that man. So it's just a natural thing, but it can be sometimes offensive. It feels offensive, right? But once you get past the
That
feelings part of things, I've just learned to accept it. Like I'm not entirely like my mom. There are some things I may not like about my mom or others I might not like about my mom, but I'm grateful for the stuff that I do have like her entrepreneurial spirit, you know what I mean? Her hustle, her drive, like those are things that I'm grateful that I have, you know what I mean? So I think it's just like you said, find that silver lining. Okay. And if it's something that you got in common with your mama that you don't like, change it.
Which is a struggle because you didn't know you had it to begin with.
Exactly. Until you hear it or you see it.
Until you face to face with it, like, oh,
okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yes. Because I know for me, my communication style was because of both. My dad is avoidant. Okay. He'll allow his feelings for him to avoid a conversation. They make me feel like the rejection part of things. Like, I don't like to be calling y'all sometimes because if y'all don't pick up, then I feel sometimes. You know what I mean, right? So I'll avoid conversations because of how I might feel, or I'm an empath. So of how I might feel your feelings, I don't want to feel your feelings and feel mine at the same time. We're trying to process everything. So I used to avoid conversations in the past, and that was why. You know what I mean? So there's like little stuff we be doing, and we don't even be realizing it's our parents because we watch them.
No, that's yeah. If you think that you got DNA in common and then your whole life in common, you ain't picked nothing up. It is what it's like. We are deceived then. Right? We are creatures of mimic.
Yeah.
First.
Because that observation is our greatest teacher.
That's it. All you got to do is look at, and one, you know what I'm saying, when I used to teach the youth, I used to tell them, in one house you got, you know what I'm saying, Johnny, you got Jimmy over here. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, Johnny house, they tell him every time he go to touch the stove is hot. They pop him, don't touch the stove. In Jimmy house, you know what I'm saying, what do they say? Typically Jimmy house is the black house. It is what it is. He go to the stove, they tell him the stove is hot. Then what they say to him next? He'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I'm telling you, he'll figure it out. Well, what could happen is that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll go touch it and it's gonna burn. But if it ain't clicking right, he go touch it again, it ain't as hot. And then it ain't as hot. Like, so that literally could change your perception of how you see things and see the world. And not only that, in that house, Johnny's people speak Spanish. Jimmy house, they speak English. If all you hear is Spanish, eventually you're gonna speak Spanish. If all you hear is English, you're gonna speak English.
Yeah. It's it's the environment. Your environment is your life. Like, you know what I mean? That's what your normal.
Yes.
When you step out into the world and you're exposed to something different, you're like,
my 2-year-old grandson, you ask yourself, where you hear that from? He heard it somewhere. Why are you saying that? When you start saying that, because he heard it somewhere.
Yeah.
Like my wife stays on the discipline part because I'm at work as far as potty training him, but it's another key part. He watches me use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So like he's mimicking what he sees.
Exactly.
It is what it is. Like, so you have to be careful. That's why as parents and all of those type of things, we have to get out of that selfish mode. And even in relationships, and certain things just has to go. It's not about, oh, I'm not going to do it around them. Because kids not stupid. We not stupid. Relationship, you're not stupid. It has to go for the betterment of those that you are responsible for.
Exactly.
So you just can't do that no more.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Because then, like, I stopped listening to music years and years ago, actually before I even got with my wife. And they'll tell you, up until getting like Sirius XM or whatever, I would have nothing on in the car. I just drive and think and process and all of that. So, oh, well, they're going to hear it somewhere, but they're never going to be able to say they heard it from me. That's the key. Now all I listen to is comedy. You know what I mean? When I'm in the car. Unless the wife tired of it and I'll put something compromise, right? But that's my thing. You know what I mean? God put us in a position to be responsible for them. We got to do our best, you know. And if we don't think we have we not looked in the mirror enough, you know what I'm saying, to see like we ain't turned out horrible, but we definitely turned out with some glitches and some things karma.
Something.
So it wasn't everything was wrong, you know what I'm saying, but it was some stuff that maybe we can, you know what I mean, shift as we move forward in the relationships we saw, in the, you know what I mean, parenting we saw. It's just being aware, man. It's being aware. That's all.
Yeah.
Get out your little bubble. You know what I'm saying? That's all, man.
Little healthy exposure.
Healthy. That's the word. That's my affirmation for the night. Healthy.
Healthy.
All things healthy. Food, job, relationships. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Everything healthy, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the above.
She is gone.
I know.
I told you she was gonna fall asleep. I knew that.
Oh yeah. So,
I told her to stop drinking that tea. No, I'm just kidding.
give your affirmation so you can go to bed.
Oh shoot, y'all, my bad.
Get as much rest as you can.
Yeah.
Rest is important.
Resting. No, just kidding.
That's right. You good. Just say, you know, say goodnight to the people. Say you could do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That's an affirmation.
That's you. That's John. Now it's my turn. Because that's what he was gonna say anyway.
That's my second one.
Okay, give us your first one.
You know, my other one is always, you know, always be yourself, be true to yourself. Don't change up for nobody. Always remain being you.
That's right. That's right.
All right, I love.
Philippians 4:13.
What was that?
I said also, you know, the scripture, Philippians 4:13.
Yeah, the scripture too. All right, my loves. Thank you so much for watching the Car Love Talk Show After Hours. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. Before we end, I got to do our affirmations. Remember that you are worthy, 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 worthy always. You are worthy of healthy connections with yourself and others. You're worthy of effective communication with yourself and others. You are worthy of healing and all the benefits that come from healing. You are worthy, worthy, worthy of unconditional self-care and unconditional self-love. Until next time, my loves. Bye-bye.
Bye.